Trucking. It's been a little minute since we've done a live. It's been, well, when did we do a live last? Well, yeah, me and Jen were doing a bunch of lives because they kept failing and failing and failing. Hopefully it won't act up this time. If it does, I'll know what to do. I'll change it out, meaning the direction. I'm using like selfie mode, which is the camera that faces you when you look at your screen. It seemed to work better if I put it on the other mode, but then I can't read comments. But I'm actually getting ready to make something to eat, so, or I'll make something to eat, but get some food eaten. So I guess I'll if I have to, I'll reverse it if it starts acting funny. But so far it's working okay. So we'll let some guys get in here. I assume if there was any audio, visual issues, I'd see them in the comments. I'm starting to see some comments roll up. Got 180 is in here and 11 likes. Everybody always forgets the likes. I always forget to get the likes too. So always got to remember to get the likes. Damn, Omar, you hit that quick. Omar, he's over here. Steve, how's it going, my brother? Is Omar's mom watching? And one of these days, I got to meet Omar. Omar, you got to get to a truck show or something one of these days. Yikes. Dude is a loyal guy, man. He shows up every live. Wow. And I know the area which in New York he lives, so and one of these days I'm just going to park out there and be like, yo, come on in, come see me. Finest is on here. What's up, Finest Gentry? We're doing good. He says hi. What else going there? Wow, 192. It's going up. Yep, in Brooklyn. Yeah, but one of these days, you got to be careful parking out there now. The NYPD's been booting and barnacling a lot of trucks, so I don't know. Parking in Brooklyn's a problem. We'll figure something out one of these days. Finest is working. Of course you're working. Actually, to be honest, glad to see you're working because that means you're healthy enough to get to work. Awesome. Yeah, we spent a little time with Finest. Yeah, so the last time we did a live was when we drove down to Tennessee to buy this truck. So that was the last time we did. CC1 asks, how's the 12.7 holding up? Going down the road just fine. Josh's Truck and Adventure says just about to Des Moines. That's all right. We're in Texas. Let's just leave it at that. Got a little kind of sort of, well, we'll see. I got to look on the comments. I might be able to talk about it, might not. Okay, Omar does have truck parking out there. All right, we're gonna have to hook up and hang out one day, Omar. Next time I come out that direction, at least go have dinner or something. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm in Texas right now. I don't know if I want to talk about what I'm doing in Texas. We unloaded this morning, and yeah, I unloaded this morning. So there might be a little something I'm getting into soon with. I don't know if I want to talk about it yet, but either way. Oh, there's Elizabeth Youssef. That's Omar's mom. There you go. So yeah, heck, she's been on there too. I'll tell you what though, next time I'm in Brooklyn, maybe take Omar and your mom out to dinner. That'd be awesome. Gotta make that happen. Dude never misses a live, and now his mom never misses a live. So I guess they watch my stuff together. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, oh yeah, Omar, shoot me an email, and yeah, shoot me an email, and we'll figure that out next time I come out that way. Because 9 out of 10 times if I go to Long Island, I come in at night. So if I can get through, get the truck part, get something to eat, and then shoot out to Long Island and take a nap, that'd work too. I'm assuming one of you two got a car. If not, I'll just have to walk and figure out the New York public transportation because it's been a long time for me. Glenn S says, hello, FSC Trucking. Steve, thank you for slinging my shirt and, signing the shirt and slip order. There are some merch orders that were made since I have not been able to get them done. Honestly, 2 of them I messed up. We ran out of stock. The rest, which we're getting more, and the rest I haven't had a time to get them, but I've got the email. I see that they're in there. So when I get home, we got to get that done. So yeah, merch, we are virtually out. I mean, if there's something on there and you want it, get it, great. If not, we are looking to do more Orwell related merch. So when I get in, we have to kind of push that. But since getting this truck and driving, running, it's been crazy, but we're getting it done. Chris has already started getting a lot of work done on Orwell, and he's been videotaping. So You're going to see tomorrow and, what is it? Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow and Sunday. I already have videos done for tomorrow and Sunday. So that will, that'll alleviate that. A little bit of Orwell update, a little bit of Elaine update, believe it or not. We actually had no choice. We had to get Elaine to work so we can make room, because Orwell's a big, huge project. So, but yeah, so that worked out good. Yeah, we've been running hard since I got Black Dog here, the 379 in the thumbnail you saw. We've been running real hard. Now, we're running with Black Dog. Black Dog works. Most people, yeah, Omar, we will shoot me an email. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll make arrangements to figure out however which way. We'll make something happen. Even if I got to leave the truck in Jersey and take the train over, don't worry, we'll figure it out. There's more than one ways to skin a cat, as they say. I don't have any sweatshirts there, Omar's mom. How do you want me to call you, Elizabeth or Omar's mom? I don't know, either one. Let me know. I might have asked that before and I messed it up, or didn't remember. Damn it. But anyway, no, I don't have any sweatshirts. Everything I had was t-shirts or the work shirts, and mostly everything's out. Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie. Got it. Easy to remember. Someone was asking, did the Scania blow me away? I'm not going to say blown away by it. It's definitely different. There were quite a few things that absolutely did impress me. So yeah, but there were other things that just, there are other aspects where that Scania is basically just another truck. The turning radius on that thing with the rear axle up, that thing, I swear to God, the only vehicle I think that can out-turn it is like a Jeep Wrangler. I mean, I don't think, it can out-turn my dually. I bet you it can out-turn my dually. Lizzie, t-shirts are, I think 30 and up, and there might be some 2s or 3XLs depending on which one. But yeah, they're 30 and up. There's an upcharge for anything over XL, so it's like, I think it's $2 or $3 more per size. But there might be some 2s or 3s. But yeah, when we push the merch last, we'll get them. Or just wait for you to get new ones, and we'll have to hook you up somehow. So yeah, now I'm reading comments here and I'm messing up. And I never ate my dinner. It's sitting in there in a bag. We're to Love's, so I got my salad and egg cups. So I'll make that here in a little bit there. But yeah, enlightened mindset. Yes, Black Dog does need a 13 speed. That'd be great. Kevin Hurley, it'll turn on a dime and give 9 cents change. Yeah, the truck turns real good. That it's not a engine brake. It's like a trans brake, but not, you're thinking like racing, but yeah, Omar, some stuff is available in 5 or 6. At least it used to be. It's been a while since I looked into this stuff. I honestly don't remember everything. Steve Rohn, yeah, haha, very funny. That's old and very outdated. Keep it up. Anyway, I don't know if he's just busting chops or what, I don't know. Anyway, I have a CC1, I have a 14-liter pre-EGR Detroit, looking to get it into a drop deck. Any good suggestions on places to look into? Yeah, where I'm at right here, we run older equipment with Meyer Express. You just have to clear it with them, that's how it goes. Amy H says, have I been to La Crosse, Wisconsin? Yeah, we go through there quite often, when we head west anyways. Never Die Never Die says, tomorrow is Saturday. Yes, so Saturday and Sunday I've got full-length, pre-done videos for everybody, so good to go. Jesse Seeger says, Black Dog is perfect for the 379. Looks so much like the movie truck down to the red interior. Yeah, it's close. The lights on the top on the cab are now different. So I got them off of Tim before we took delivery of the truck, and he got them from 4 states. So yeah, like I said, he made a call to 4 states, and they said they'll send him 5 new ones. So Tim gave me these, and the ones on Rooster, 5 of them are replaced by 4 states. That's how we got them, because the square ones were LEDs, but they weren't working right, or they were just messed up, and one of them was dug out, and someone stuck a light bulb in it, so it was pretty crappy. Enlightened mindset. Yeah, I guess. I guess technically, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4. Yeah, I guess there are 4 now. I'm starting to lose track. It's like cars. What's up, guys? What did I miss? Didn't miss anything yet there, James Wilson. We're just kind of shooting the bull. I was going to start talking about, like, Mid-America and what happened there and what's happened since. But I'll wait for more people to come in here, which actually I got a lot of people, 618. I didn't think it'd be that much. Rob said my second trailer would be paired up with Elaine. Well, right now, Elaine's kind of on the back burner. Elaine had to get moving so to make room for Orwell. So we kind of figured out what was going on with Elaine. Got I don't want to ruin my own video, but we got Elaine fired up. There was some issues with getting Elaine fired up. Once we figured out what was happening, we got Elaine to fire. Running a lot better than it was, but still's a little problematic, but we'll figure that out. But anyway, she moves on her own power now, so now we got room to get Orwell in there, start getting a frame rail snuck out of it. So we're definitely needing to get started on that frame. So I need to get a hold of Joe once I actually measure the length and then where we're going to go with the new length. Because we did kind of make that decision. Orwell is going to be altered slightly. Not crazy, but slightly. Yeah, so... Yeah, thank James Pretty for that. And James Pretty, if he's on here, would be surprised to know we're going bigger than what he thought. But we're not going crazy. We're just going big enough. I'm just after more... Honestly, what I'm doing is I'm after more storage. So that's kind of the idea. I don't want to get into too much. Ooh, there we go. Lizzie says, I can cook a mean baked ziti and lasagna. Are you inviting me for dinner? I'm a big guy. I eat good. CC1 says, I run under my own authority. Would that work? Well, they do broker loads out every now and again there, CC1. Especially when we run out of our own power. Does a Ford CLT have the... No, the... Daughtery 2JZ, no, it doesn't have any air ride on the cab. My particular one, it's more of a base model truck, I suppose. Oh, Jeff Schuler, yeah, I didn't get to that answer. Yes, so immediately when Orwell is back running, I'm going to drive Orwell, and someone else is going to drive this. Aftermath of Matt's kind of what we were talking about is I'm trying to dress this truck up and make it look nicer, and also take care of some of the smaller little bull crap that I would love to get fixed on this thing. Just a lot of little annoying things. The big thing was get it set up, get everything done, get Chris to I should have sent the message. He'll call back. I'm on a live. I wish I had another phone to answer. So yeah, what was I thinking? Yeah, so we had to I had to make sure that, Tim went ahead and inspected it, gave me an annual for it. I also double checked. I had Chris go through the whole thing, top to bottom, make sure everything's set, good to go. We had to just handle a couple, we had an issue with the batteries, actually. Braxton put brand new batteries in his truck, and he just hooked them up the way that they were hooked up. And the way it was hooked up, they ran it through a switch. So under my seat, there was a disconnect switch. Somebody hooked the disconnect switch. That way, when you park the truck for a long time, you turn the switch and it just disconnects batteries. But only 2 batteries were hooked to that switch, and then that switch went to the starter. So Braxton changed the batteries, and he just wired it exactly as it was, which meant 2 batteries were connected. 2 batteries are just going along for the ride. So 26-degree weather, 2 batteries weren't turning over anything. So once we figured out what had happened, I hooked it up properly, deleting the switch, and then it turned right over, came right to life. So everybody thought I had a hanging up starter. No, I was only run on 2 batteries, which wasn't good enough to do the job. So Russ Clark says, my name is Russ Clark. I live in Colden, New York. Can I drive? I can drive for you. Anybody that wants to drive any of my trucks has to clear through Widmeyer Express. So initially, we're going to put a driver in this, get Elaine running, put a driver in Elaine. As far as I'm concerned, I'm willing to train guys to tie down our stuff properly, but you got to actually be able to drive. So I could teach you how to chain down our stuff properly so we don't have any claims and problems. I need someone to make money, not cost me money. So I think at first anybody would have to show me, even if they've got experience. Some stuff we do is a little technical. I feel like I'd be better served by going out with a guy to make sure that, or girl, either one. Obviously, we just recently met somebody that just makes me look like a complete fool. But anyway, I feel like I need to make sure they know how to tie down a freight without breaking it, messing it up. Because you could tie some of our stuff down and break it, not by having to fall off the trailer or slip, but by the method of which you tie it down, and that could be an issue. We've had some things from improper tie downs come back completely destroyed. So I definitely have to make sure that does not happen. And I missed a lot of comments here. Cruise control, I'll probably set this truck up with something like that. Orwell is not going to have a refrigerator or microwave, none of that crap, because I don't live in the truck. This truck I probably would set up that way, number one, because there's room, and two, it would be a nice creature comfort for a driver to have. So that's the way. But yeah, if you want to drive any of my trucks, you'd have to clear through Widmeyer's. You might be able to get around the flatbed experience issue if I train you. So that's a thing. But both them trucks, other than Orwell, this truck's a double bunk and Elaine's a double bunk, so training is an option for the right driver. Lizzie, Jen's good. She's actually not really feeling all that well. There was a cold. I got sick after Matt's. Jen got sick after Matt's. Tim's been dealing with taking cold medicine. He got sick. A lot of people got sick. So it's just, it happens. You're around a lot of people. Someone had the sniffles. Boom, everybody got sniffles. It's the sniffles. Get over it. Other than that, Jen's great. I need to skip ahead here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying here. How about an email? Is it important? No. Dumb question. Alrighty here. All right, I'm going to go to the end of the comments here and go back. Wow, I missed a lot of comments. Holy crap. Still talking old stuff. Woof. I'm not sure what that means there. Christian Selminski. Are you looking for banana drivers of experienced owner-operators? No, I need company drivers that'll drive for me. I mean, Widmeyer's is looking for everybody, so if you got, if you're an owner-operator, you can lease on with them, same as me. Yeah, U2 monitors one. I know how to chain down rope and sheet, half hitch, double. What's going on? It's driver's responsibility. Yeah, but ultimately it comes down on a truck owner. You bust up piece of freight, comes down on me to pay the deductible on the claim. Plus we have a claim and it looks bad. So if a driver screws up, crap rolls. Well, crap does roll downhill, but the financial problems roll up, and they land in my pocket. So I have to verify you know what you're doing. That's kind of how it goes. Rick Heller says, how's my health? I don't know. Health's fine, I guess. I got a cold. I had a cold. I'm over it. Whoop-de-doo. I've had like thousands of colds in my life. Big deal. FJC Trucking and Repair says, what's up? Yeah, we seen him on video. Go ahead and find out. He's got his own little channel going there, so let's make his little channel not so little. Let's go. Get them numbers up. FJC Trucking Repairs. Are you going to turn the pump up on Orwell? That's true. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Again, reliability is key with Orwell, not, being cool with the big power and a smoke show. But I'd like to have a little more if possible. But if we do, I'm not doing much. Will there be more 9000 videos? Yeah, there will be. We have one half filmed. I did tell Chris to go ahead and finish the video where we were working on the Ford, but once Orwell has a frame rail missing, we're gonna be It's going to be real tight in that shop, so we got to make sure we don't screw that up. Name of your new truck, Old Pete. No, it's Black Dog. I've tested it in the analytics. I've tested it, Facebook and so on. Not for nothing. I've been watching, and Black Dog is definitely this truck's name. Tate says, "Oh look, another video about mats. You could just about find one every time you turn around." Yeah, Tate, that happens because guess what? A lot of people, just like me, went to mats. And we haven't really got to talk about what happened before and after, have we? So if you don't like it, F off. If you do like it, stick around. Guess what? I don't care either way. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. Dan Reamer says, "What's up?" Omar asked about the Ford CL 9000. We started putting stuff on the frame. We just never finished that video, so it's still sitting in the shop as a frame rail, waiting on stuff to get bolted on. But it's bolted up, if that makes sense. So we definitely want to mock it up, make sure everything fits, bolt it on good, and then paint afterwards, and then bolt it all back together. But space is a premium with a truck that's down, like Orwell's getting ready to be down. So appreciate the sub there, Steve Rohn. Oh, that's over to FJC. Appreciate that too. Awesome. Ryan Clark, do I enjoy driving Black Dog more than Orwell? Not really. In some ways, yes. Some ways, no. I still have the muscle memory of driving a 379, so it's not a problem. It's definitely harder to get this truck through than Orwell is. The ride is a little bit more softer, only because it's longer, but it's not like a major difference. It just takes a little getting used to. But I miss my truck. I miss Orwell. It's been a great truck, and I miss it. I just want it to get a lot better and not have to worry so much and get back to doing what we always do. But I think we have ability to make content with Black Dog. It's just got to be different from what it's been. Oh, well, that Mats will steal the show. I hope so. It's the Constanza. I really hope so. That's the plan. We're going to try like hell to get that done. We might have something coming up prior to that, too. I don't know. Stay tuned. There's some to the aftermath of Mats. Met a bunch of people, made a lot of new friends, hung out with old friends, made new friends, reaching out to different people, different things. We got stuff growing. We're definitely trying to push this year. I definitely am going to try to stay consistently out of my comfort zone, which is stay where I'm at and don't move. And that's where stagnation comes from. I can't have that. Now, Chris doesn't want to drive. He might be willing to go pick up loads and come back. He doesn't want to be on the road. So yeah, Darren, he's not going to be driving more than just picking up stuff or maybe even short little things. But yeah, he don't want to be on the road. He likes being home. Let's see here. Yeah, Mylan Lords. Black Dog is perfect. Mylan Lords. There you go. It's funny. I went to school with him. So yeah, he's in the chat now. That's cool. That's funny how some of the people from school see me in channel and like, holy crap, look at, like, wow, that changed. I'm like, yeah. A lot has changed in school for sure. Nothing particularly happened at Matt's other than the fact that, like I said, we talked to a lot of new people, made new friends, rubbed elbows with a lot of people that will be able to help us grow this channel, and this channel will help them grow as well. So there's a lot of that coming. I really don't think that there's a lot I can say yet, but there's a lot of there's one big thing that's like earth-shattering. Maybe not earth-shattering, but it's monster bigger than I thought. Someone approached me a couple of years ago with an idea I thought was bat-crap crazy, and I'm like, that's awesome if you could pull that off. Well, since then they've proven it can be pulled off. And in fact, I was shown it can be pulled off and shown how it's going to be pulled off. So now that I've seen everything, I'm all in. What can I say? I'm all in. So that'll be monster stuff, but I'm sworn to secrecy on that one. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, and yeah, there's that. We're trying to work with other companies regarding what we do with Orwell, what we do with Black Dog. There's that aspect of it too. So there's a lot of stuff potentially happening here that's just monster for the channel, for the growth of FSC trucking, and for the growth of other places too. So it not only just other people, but also other YouTubers that plan on doing some work with in the future. Obviously, big friends of Tim Gentry, so we'll work together on a lot of stuff coming up. Tim proved that he can do better. Honestly, I think he does way better. He got Rooster in the shop, dramatically changed Rooster and got him to the show. And so yeah, he wound up getting a green APU on his truck, same as me, same as some others. And yeah, we're looking forward to work with Tim even more. So yeah, Tim's a good friend of mine. He helps push me, and it's a great thing. So I need extra motivation. So there are people that I look up to that give me motivation, and I'm going to continue to try to work with them as much as I can, as best as I can, and try to be available to help where my help might be needed. I do have people I look up to that I think are way more successful than me, and I can learn a lot from, and I don't mind that at all. I just want to be able to be helpful to them as well in any capacity that I can. So that's what we're trying to do. Omar, you can hit fsctruckshop@gmail.com, or yeah, hit FSC That's just easiest to remember. Otherwise, I got to spell out my name. So yeah, use FSC Truck Shop there, Omar. Sorry about that. I know you probably wrote that like an hour ago. I don't know. That's right, M. Pac-Man. Get them likes going. Let's roll. I bet you loved the Scania V8 when you had to drive it. I had a Scania V8 Jere, Jere, here in the UK. Now I'm retired from the roads. Well, we weren't pulling a trailer, and I can't pull loads up a hill. To be honest, the best way for me to judge that truck would be to hook a load on, like what I brought down here last week, or even a heavier one, like weighing 93, almost 94,000 gross, and drag that across Interstate 68 and 70 through West Virginia and Maryland. I'd love to drive a truck like that in that condition, weighing that much, and seeing what that truck can do. Bobtailing, I could tell it's torquey at low RPM, which is very different from what I'm used to. However, it's not legal for Bruce or me to put that truck through that kind of paces, because I can't pull a load with his truck. It's not insured for that. That truck's not registered for that. It's not legal in this country, other than a special exemption that it has, and only Bruce can drive it on public roads with any kind of trailer. So yeah, it's not even possible to do. I would have to come to UK to drive one like that, under a load like that, to compare it from what I'm used to. But I'm sure it's a powerful engine. A lot of electronics concern me, and I don't know what they use in Europe for road clearing, but the salt destroys our trucks over here. So I don't know how it'll do with the wiring. I don't know. You get a Scania road legal in the United States and drive it for 5 years, and we'll see what's left. That's kind of that's the honest opinion. But what I said in Bruce's video and mine about the truck is I feel the American OEs are very lazy, and they're like everything that supports the trucking industry, supports in air quotes, they're very predatory. So the OEs are like, hey, we're the only game in town. You don't like our trucks? F off. Go somewhere else. Oh, you can't? We're the only game in town. So I think they got very predatory towards us. They don't mind outsourcing the components they need from China or wherever else. So when the supply chain problems hit, you can't get these components. So we run out of them. Could you imagine if you have a sensor on your muffler filter, and that's what takes your operation down for a month? That's insane. Cut that crap off and go down the road. And I meant what I said when I said on Bruce's channel too. If I have more uptime in a 41-year-old Peterbilt than somebody with a brand new truck does, there's a problem. I try to be a great guy to Vanderbro and Sons. We haven't discussed turbos on Orwell. I've heard through the grapevine there are places that want to put a turbo on Orwell. I have not made a decision. But there was nothing wrong with my turbo, so I was originally planning on just putting my new one on, my old one on. It's not really all that old. I think it's like 3 years old. So yeah, if someone wants to sponsor putting a turbo on Orwell, I'm welcome to it. But if not, I'll just put the stock one on. There's other things I want to do to it more than a turbo, to be honest. But we'll see. Are you going to let SH2 do things to Orwell? Absolutely, Michael Farnsworth. In addition to that, I know Rob wants to get a hold of this truck too. So we got stuff coming up with SH2. But I guess that's part of the Matt's aftermath. As I forget that other clown was all pissing and moaning about. But yeah, we're gonna work with Rob at SH2 and try to get some parts on this truck and on Orwell for sure. Yeah, I think everybody needs to help Rob out and hook him up. I mean, he's doing okay, but he's still, you could tell, he's still got a sadness to him. It wasn't all long ago his wife, I don't know how many years they were married, but his wife passed away. So he's getting on and getting along every day. That's what he's going to do. He ain't going to give up. He's just going to grind every day like he does. There's still a little sadness to him, you can tell. It'll take time. But he's doing all right. But yeah, make sure you see Rob or see on his channel, whatever, say hi to him. He's a great guy. The Ford is going to retain the same color and paint scheme it always had. With the chapel trailer, I want it to match. That way it can work together. Riley Garrett's is going to 75 Chrome Shop this month. With what? Orwell's down and Black Dog is hardly a show truck. Listen, honestly, I think people want to meet me more than see this truck, and that ain't saying much. So, yeah, honestly, I'd rather look at a pile of turd than look at me, but that's me. Have the parts come free lane? Yeah, we've had them. I mean, they only took 3 weeks to show up. But yeah, we've had them. So now Chris has them installed, and you'll see them in the video. I'm sorry, probably I skip ahead and get over to the end of the comments. I know I missed a lot. Wow, holy crap! I need to start reading faster here, guys. I'm sorry if I just skipped over you guys. Just retype it, man. Sorry. Holy crap! 1,031 of you is here. 518 likes. All right, this live is on fire. I love it. Thank you, guys. All right, Black Dog needs a Save Orwell sticker. Dean Corey, I have a badass t-shirt idea based on Orwell's engine. We'll leave it at that. It's kind of like an environmentalist theme shirt, kind of sort of based on a meme. When I release it, you'll love it. I think it'll go up great. So yeah, I for sure got to do that. Did I hang the plaque up? I think you're talking about the 100,000 subscriber. No, I never did. And with the plan of us moving, no, it's still in its box. I'm gonna put that in the office at the new house. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah, remember seeing on the news the government workers and the VA and all of those people crying, I gotta go to work now, I gotta go to the office. 4 days before closing, they've come up with more problems for me. How you like that? 4 days before closing. So in addition to, on that particular day, in addition to finding out my engine block was cracked, the mortgage people call me, we got problems. What do you mean we got problems? 4 days. I'm like, I'm ready to, Jen quit her job, ready to rock and roll, move. What problems? What? 4 days. Yeah. F them. If they lost their job from the efficiency government thing, 4 days before closing, you come up with more problems. F you. Tell your story walking, pal. Just like me. Yeah, so delayed. Probably delayed till June. But if everything works right, we should still get it. It's just if you can imagine, the sellers were not happy, and I was not happy either. Which, when they were not happy, that made me even more unhappy. See? And then I go home and explain it to Jen, who was all upset, and that made me even more unhappy. See the cycle? Crap rolls downhill, money flows up. See, that's how it works. I'm not sure which is up or down anymore when it comes to that. But yeah, that's the situation. Black Dog's doing great. Running down the road, overweight permit loads, making good money. I'm happy with the truck. Truck's running great. Anybody that drives this truck will love to drive this truck, because this truck is an awesome truck to drive. Plenty of power, goes down the road, smooth and comfortable, enough room. It's a 99, so you'll be on paper, and you don't have to worry about having some Chinesium sensor go out and cause you to sit and wait and have your truck broke down. So, same as Orwell, even better. So they are. Be a perfect truck for a driver. Omar, we haven't even touched the step deck yet. Like, it's been outside for a while. With everything going on, we're running out of time. Rob's channel is SH Tube USA. SH space Tube, Tube, space USA. Yeehaw, MFers. That's right, MFers. Likes. Get them likes. They say it helps. I don't know, but they say it does. Just glad you got a truck to stay working, Steve. Make more money for truck parts. Yeah, at this point, we'll work for parts. Facts. But yeah, things are going okay. Could be a little tight for a little while, then things will start loosening up. The channel grew nicely, thanks to everybody who's been watching and sharing and reposting my stuff. The channel grew nicely through everything with Orwell going down and then buying Black Dog and setting up Black Dog. Those videos just went crazy. So now below average videos are better than above average videos used to be. So, thanks for that, guys. Everyone that's here, you guys are badass fans, and I really appreciate that. Oh, the Orwell plaque I got from somebody. Yeah. No, everything is going to go in my office at the new house. We're not hanging nothing up in the new place because we're going to move it anyway. So all that stuff is going to go to the office. So yeah, actually the plaque right now is sitting on my bar. On my bar, not hung up. But yeah, it's all getting moved. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have put two and two together. Big B, right. Big B made me, on a CNC machine, this awesome aluminum plaque that says FSC Trucking and Orwell on it. It's a solid chunk of aluminum. It's pretty badass. I mean, they make a hell of a wig splitter. But yeah, it's a beautiful plaque. I was thinking about the 100,000 plaque. Yeah, it's on the bar right now. But yeah, we're actually, Jen quit taking stuff down. But yeah, we're not putting nothing up until we move. But that's going in the office. I could put it in the shop, then it'll get messed up. I think that stuff belongs in the office. So, J&B Custom Woodworking. Hello, Steve. Great videos. Agree about suppliers being predatory. Have the same issues in construction. There is a real reason we're all beer drinkers. LOL. Beer makes you pee. You can get just as drunk on scotch with a lot less pissing. Tim Ivan says, tell Jen I said hi. I hope she feels better. Yeah, I think she's still sleeping. I called her earlier. She didn't answer, so. No, I messaged her. I didn't call her. I didn't know if she was sleeping. So, yeah, she's been doing a little sleeping recently. Black Dog needs its own door decal similar to Rooster. Yeah, we were thinking about that. I don't know about that same style, but, yeah. We definitely need to get a logo for Black Dog done and put on this truck for real. Vic 301 says, was the Scania V8 Scania the real deal? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I was impressed by some stuff, and other stuff was just another truck. The turning radius is insane. It turns on a dime and gives you 9 cents change, and probably tries to break it in a tenth of a penny. I mean, that thing turns quicker than my dually pickup truck. That engine brake retarder it has, which is really like an old school brake saver, but not on the input side of the transmission. It's on the output side of the transmission. Bobtail, and you yank that handle down, it locked them up. I mean, it had to release it to get the rear wheel turning, because I felt that accident bounce. It locked up. So under bobtail conditions at about 45, she'll lock you down and it'll break traction. I mean, that was impressive. Their office is the train station. They're afraid of it. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. It's the Constanza. Oh, maybe somebody else, I guess. Black Dog needs decals. Yeah. Right now we're putting all the money towards Orwell right now. XJ70 was Allison Martin, or Martin and Alice at Matt's. Yes. That's Trucking Together YouTube channel. You should check them out. They don't live too far from me, actually. They're about 20 minutes from my shop, if even that far. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They did a live with me at the shop once a while back when he first came to Wisconsin. But yeah, I saw them over there, had dinner together. They're pretty cool people. They're a little different, but from me, the way I do things. They're more the modern stuff. I'm more the old school stuff. But we hang out together. We do cool stuff together. They've always been great to me, and they're good friends. So check them out. Trucking Together on YouTube. Aaron Stevens. Every time I watch one of your videos, recently Black Dog shows up on my feed after. Yep, that does. Me too. It came up like, we just watched it again, put it up on YouTube and watched it. There's ads if you watch them on YouTube, but yeah, that was cool. It had been a long time. Bruce Kimball, what about the 10-speed on Black Dog? Yeah, when I put a driver in this, we're planning on putting a 13 in it because I'm not a very big fan of such a wide split with the gears with it, but sometimes we put some weight on us. We've already grossed up to 87K with this truck already, so. James 717, what's my opinion of the 60 series? It's a good engine. I never had a bad opinion of them. Cats are known for the power. 60 series is known for their fuel mileage. However, with the wind that I was dealing with coming down here with the wide load, fuel mileage was not a thing. And I had to get fuel way short of where I wanted to. But that's okay. It's a good engine. Runs fine. So, it is what it is. Greg Bridges says, look up Switchblade Turbo. Switchblade Turbo might need to look me up. We'll work something out. We'll see. I hear the little birdie whisper stuff in my ear every now and again. We'll see. There's a few of them. Yeah, they know who they are. We got any new customers for repairs? Yes. It's the Constanza. Don't show up at the house. No uninvited visitors allowed. No. No uninvited visitors allowed. FAFO. Wrong place to do that. You're going to have an office in a new house. Absolutely, Omar. Technically, the office right now is where I do my model trains, and that's Matt's old bedroom, which is small. Model trains are going to go in the basement. It'll be much, much bigger. My office will be an actual office. 2 desks, 2 computers. One's for Jen, the other's for me. Jen's computer is where we're going to run the merch. That way we don't have a problem. And Jen's going to be in charge of the merch once we get in there. I'm going to step away from that, let Jen handle it. She'll do a better job than me. I'm doing way too much, and I screw it up too often, which is why I push the merch, and I don't. I have it, then I don't. I push it, I run out. I think Jen will do a better job than me. So we'll be doing that. Neil McIntosh, will I get a second RGN? Maybe. We're working on it. Kind of working on it. I'm talking to some people. Orwell won't look nice. Orwell, if we ever repaint Orwell will retain the same exact paint scheme. I want Orwell's pedigree to be plainly obvious so everybody could see what Orwell used to be, which is an old Keen truck out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Scott Krieger, are you moving to another shop? No, we're moving from the apartment to a real house with acreage, and then we're going to build a shop on that acreage. And then we're going to get out of our lease shop and then be into our own shop that we own outright, and that I won't have any problems. So in your opinion, what would any non-U.S. truck manufacturer? Well, first of all, make your trucks in the United States. That's one way to deal with the the problems everyone's crying about. See, I like having a job and I like having places to pick up stuff. So if you make your widget in like Alabama instead of like, China, then you don't have to pay any extra. So I'd rather pick up my widgets in Alabama and bring them to you rather than pick them up from the ports and bring them to you. That way them boys at Alabama had jobs making widgets rather than sit around looking stupid. Alabama, wherever, right? You get the point? So the first thing a non-U.S. company needs to do to sell trucks in the United States is make your trucks here. Try that. Like Toyota. Like Toyota makes a bunch of trucks here. Same thing. Just bigger. That'd be the first thing to do. Because I like my neighbors to have jobs. See? That's how that goes. My neighbors have jobs, and they spend their money buying Harleys and boats and campers and having a better life than we all do. See? That's that. All right, so that's first thing. Second thing, make a product that's worth a damn. It's a contender. So we need better drivers before Scania comes to America. Yeah, but yeah, that's true. That's another thing. I don't know. Everyone's talking about my FSC Railroad channel. I don't know. I'm so tied up with everything. I don't have time to do much of anything right now. I mean, I did this live. I thought the live wasn't going to do so good today, so I figured, all right, I'll make my my salad and egg cups and then eat something. And I feel like I'm being real rude if I just get ahead and put the phone down and then start making my salad and try to eat and do the live at the same time. Mike Coon says, I hope you can meet up with old two-stroker up in New York sometime. What a cool truck he had at Matt's. Wait till Sunday. Sunday. You know, monster truck guy. Yeah, I got her. We ride around in that truck. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't Sunday. I already did that video. I already released it. I did when I drove Bruce to Scania, and then I rode around in old two-stroker's truck. So, yeah, I forgot. That already came out. Duh. Is Orwell getting new frame rails? Yes, Orwell is getting new frame rails, and Orwell is getting a little longer. A little longer. Not a lot. A little bit. Yeah, Witch Doctor, that's right. Train station joke comes from Yellowstone. When we get rid of you permanently, i.e. you're ghosted, you're gone, never coming back, that's the train station. Get it? So yeah, if you get goofy on my chat, you go to the train station. We permanently ban your ass, and that's that. Done. Jerry Ayers says, I think FSC Trucking was treated very good, just like any other trucking company. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Jerry Ayers. I've been treated very miserably by some and very well by others. It just depends. Not sure what you're describing. How much does pulling oversized pay average per mile? Depends how oversized, depends how big, depends how heavy. Everyone cuts their own deal. Some people make more money than others. That's all I'll tell you. And then how many brokers are involved. Jerry Thieger says, how did I come up with the name for Orwell, a cartoon? Orwell is made in 1984. George Orwell wrote the book 1984, I think in 1941. And it was also describing the times we were living today, or at least were until fairly recently. So the name Orwell stuck. It's a 1984 Peterbilt, and government overregulation is why I bought it, so the name seemed to be perfect. So with that being said, I support FSC Trucking. All right, there you go. Gentry has a sweet truck. Yes, Rooster, he's got a lot of badass trucks. But yeah, Rooster is a badass truck, and there might be some work soon to be done with Rooster coming up here as well. Mylan Lortz, need to make a Black Dog shirt, and more Orwell shirts, need to get hoodies. Yeah, we've got a couple of Orwell shirts in mind. And then Black Dog needs his own shirt for sure. We got to figure that out. Did I get the fuel sensor situation fixed? Not sure what you mean by that there, Omar. I had a fuel sensor problem? So in regards to transmission, you mentioned 13-speed for Black Dog. A lot of lowboy drivers like to use an 18-speed. What do you think about them? Unless you're really, really, really heavy, there's no point in an 18-speed. Because who needs to split the low side of the transmission? Really, I had one. I never used it. 13 speed is basically an 18 speed, but you only split the top, not the bottom. If you're really, really, really heavy, then you need an auxiliary behind the normal transmission, so you have a twin stick, a genuine twin stick situation. Excuse me. But that's if you get real heavy. And I can't really speak on it much more than that because I only know one person that has that, and I've never been under her truck to see it. So, and I didn't even know it was that way until Mid-America, honestly. So yeah, that was quite surprising. Motocross Girl says, hey there, Steve, how's Black Dog? Black Dog is running fine. We're in Texas. We dropped off a load, and we're getting ready to do something kind of sort of super secret, but not really, because I'm going to video it. It's just I don't want to say nothing yet. A couple days maybe. No, Mike and Elaine Trimpy. Orwell has not been to California with me. It might in the future once they figure out how to make carb not exist no more. Tia Robinson says, are you going to get a Mac? I'd love to get a Mac. I was looking on Marketplace at a R model. And then Orwell broke, so there was no, I was like, yeah, we're not buying anything other than, staying in business and getting Orwell fixed. I figured a head, maybe a regular in-frame. I wasn't expecting this. The downtime, honestly, was really beating me up, which is why we bought this. But yeah, glad I didn't pull the trigger on. Although I could have drove it if I already bought another truck. But yep, that went away. Witch Doctor, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's you got to talk to my sons to make that make sense. So did you buy that home and did it went? No, it did not go through because 4 days changed though. 4 days before closing, the government, because the government-backed loan, decided to throw another hiccup. 4 days before closing. And that's the day I found out my block was messed up. So now we're backed up till freaking June. So whatever. And we're not out of the running yet. So yeah, I'm not going to get into the details, but yeah, if everything works good, we should be in the house in June. Orwell is going to get a little longer. That's all I'm going to tell you there, Mark Chodroff. We're so cool to drive Black Dog when you get Orwell back up. Oh, you want to drive Black Dog? You got a better ass truck than me. Why would you want to drive this junk box? You got something way better. Motocross Girl over here sporting his badass big super stretch, really cool 379 that like a speck of dirt gets on there, and you're like, oh my god, why would you want to drive this? Let's see here. Shout out all the truckers that's listening to this channel. Awesome. Oh yeah, a lot of people, they're driving, so they're not watching. They just listen. That's why when I read, Grinding Gears is on here. Yeah, he called me earlier, but I was on the live. Yeah. So I haven't really been talking about what I'm getting into as far as this weekend goes, but yeah. What was he saying here? Oh, I got squirreled. Sorry, guys. Yeah, a lot of times you just put it up on a dash, just listen to it, which is why I read who and I read the question, because there's a lot of people that listen because they can't watch. So yeah, that's to me that makes most sense. See here, Cat Swappy Lane. Rick, if we can't figure this thing out and get better customer service, yeah, we're going to do something with it. I'm not going to put a lot more money into that engine in Elaine because it's becoming problematic. But if we can get it running and running good, then we'll keep it. That's how it goes. Big John, is Chris moving with me? No, Chris will drive to the new shop when it's built. And once we get in the house, we still got to build the shop. So it'll be it'll be a while till the new shop's built, so we'll be in the old one for a while. I'm not going to say when, but it'll be a little bit here. Amy H says, Steve, are you still going to live West Bend? No, I don't live anywhere near West Bend. Right now, we're 90 minutes. We're up by Green Bay. Yeah, West Bend's where the Widmeyer Express yard is. I'm up by Green Bay. So yeah, the house we're buying is a little further away. Actually, it's closer to the yard, but further away from where the shop is, but not too far. So yeah, when we actually build the shop at the new place, that's when Chris will start coming to work with the new shop. I run HO scale model trains, and it is DCC, and I've converted most of all my old stuff to run DCC with sound, so that's awesome. Shout out to old two-stroker. Yeah, old two-stroker. Yeah, old two-stroker is one of the motivating factors to, I'll release the name but not the truck. So there's a couple people that are sworn to secrecy on what my I'll call it a heavy haul 4-axle truck is. The name is going to be called Rough Buddy, because they're naming it after my son's great-grandfather, who died in a bomber called the Rough Buddy in World War II. So yeah, that's on my ex-wife's side of the family, but I think it's a cool name, and it'd be a badass graphic. So the truck that's going to get the 12-cylinder Detroit is going to be called Rough Buddy. So there you go. That's what I'll give you. But a couple people have been sworn to secrecy as to what that truck will be. And that's that. Yes, that's kind of goes. Oh, wow. I am so far backed up on these things. On these comments. Oh, my God. Devin Jones says, please swap the headlights on Black Dog. We're actually working on it. The ones that Tim gave me, the brackets cracked. So we might empty the buckets out and put them in these buckets. That's kind of what we're thinking. That's Chris's idea. Yes, it's the Constanza. It's not a bad idea. When you put Orwell at Matt's, put a 1984 book on display in front of Orwell. Yes, that would be a great idea. Love it. Orwell was written in 1948 as a follow-up to his 1946 book Animal Farm. That's Witch Doctor. I thought it was the other way around. I thought 1984 was written in 41, then Animal Farm came out. I could be wrong. Orwell will get a thicker frame because it'll be getting a little longer. Yeah, that's right, Martin Hill. That's right. Funny, everybody gets mad when we put tariffs, but everybody else put tariffs on us and no one cares. Ain't that funny? Ask Harley Davidson about Thailand and come talk to me about that too, right? Yeah, look that up. Harley Davidson, Thailand, and tariffs. Tell me what you got. You're going to find out it works. Timmy Gentry gave up on Cabovers. No, he didn't. He's just trying to get trucks running. He's also got a business to run and a bunch of other stuff. So he's got Cabovers still. Wait, you'll see. Yeah, JM, it says, to be honest, I know Orwell's main truck, and obviously you bought it because you like it, but it's got to be nice to have the extra room in the Pete. Obviously not as cool as Orwell. No, honestly, not really. I don't live in my truck, so when I get done with this, I'm going to even go to bed, which I would do the same in Orwell. I'm still sitting in it. Look, I'm still sitting in the driver's seat, right? So I'm not sitting in a sleeper, hiding. I'm sitting in my driver's seat, and then I sleep in my bed, like I do with Orwell. I sleep in my bed, and I do everything else in the driver's seat. I don't live in my truck. Davin Jones, how do I feel about Bruce towards Tim? I don't care. It's not my issue. That's Tim and Bruce. They work well together, it seems like. So I really don't care. Finest, we are in Texas right now. Not really wanting to talk about why I'm in Texas other than I unloaded and I'm getting ready to go do something. So we'll see. I might talk on it. Let me read more comments and we'll see if I'm talking about it. I mean, we're going to talk about it, just might not be today. Is Orwell legal in California? As far as I'm concerned, it is. That truck is legal in all 48 states. It meets and follows federal emissions regulations set forth in 1984. And California's CARB, as far as I'm concerned, is asking for things. They're asking for the impossible, and it violates interstate commerce and should be banned. CARB, not Orwell. That's my opinion there, James Cotter. California disagrees. Well, I thought I read that already. Oh, I probably wrote it twice. We need to speed up this here, guys. Appreciate your motocross, girl. I'd love to drive for you. Well, I'd love to. You really want to drive for me? Well, I guess it's possible. You're not going to drive a truck as cool as the one you're driving now. I mean, I guess we could try. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you're qualified. Shoot me an email. I have you in-shop speaker listening. FJC Trucking Repairs is listening to us while working on trucks. Awesome. Man, I must be way far behind. There's so many of these are duplicated. Yikes. Yes, M. Pacman. No. Wrong. I am not doing half-inch rails for Orwell. We're thinking going 3/8. Rough Buddy will be half-inch rail. And that'll be with, it'll be with Vicon. Vicon's my frame people for sure. They do great work, and I'm real impressed with them, and they're local. Roger Clark is watching from Jamaica. Wow, I'm so far behind on this. Motocross girls, I'd give up Miss Red to drive for you. And who's gonna drive for your brother? Oh, your brother's got that. When I get out there, man, I got to drive that other truck your brother's got. I suggest train horn. Yeah, I finally got to the end of the... No, I didn't. Yeah, there we go. Okay, 3/8 rails are standard, aren't they, FSC? No, not standard, but they're a little thicker. Orwell's got 1/4-inch frame, and then it's bridged to 1/2-inch frame over the forward drive. And I'm just worried with the weight we've been doing, I don't want to have any stress issues with it, so I'd rather go to 3/8 and then call it a day and not do a frame bridge at all. That's kind of my idea. Well, Motocross Girl, it's certainly within the realm of possibility. I know you know how to handle these big long hood Pete's, so yeah. When the time comes, shoot me an email. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, I know you're qualified. That's crap you're doing now. Tim posted Johnny Cash is coming alive. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, somebody said, yeah, Tim ain't in the Cabovers. Yeah, that's bull. Yeah, listen, after Matt's last year, I told Tim, don't mess with everybody else's truck. Get yours done. You got other trucks to do. That's the advice I gave him. Do your own. And he did. So he got Rooster through. So, yeah, we're... maybe Johnny Cash will be here maybe it'll be 2 Cabovers over there. Maybe it'll be Orwell and Johnny Cash next year at Matt's. You never know. Might be beforehand. Again, you never know. Josh's Trucking Adventures. Wish I had paper logs. LOL, being 2 hours from my yard and having to shut down is annoying. Yeah, I imagine so. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. That'd be my answer. Technical difficulties. Tim says taking Johnny Cash to pick up his trailer. Yeah, I guess it's possible. He's got... well... I'm not going to speak on his behalf. I know more than he probably wants to release. So, yeah, Johnny Cash might be coming back. Will Lazarus go to Matt's next year? I doubt it. We're doing a considerable amount of work with Orwell, more than just the engine now. So, Orwell will be, and with having Black Dog, I don't have to rush. I don't see Lazarus being done that fast. I mean, if the paper, I'm reading a comment. If the channel like tripled in size, yeah, we'll do that too. But I don't see that happening straight away. Be nice if it did, though. I know Elaine Orwell, Scania 9000, 352 Black Dog are going to be meaner, nastier. They're all a beast. Yeah, and then we got the other idea of a heavier haul truck. So, yeah, I need. I don't know. IH guy says e-logs are not that hard. Well, when you're 2 hours from home and you're wide awake, I don't know about you, but that 4-hour round trip for your wife sucks. Goal in Orwell is booth next year, maybe. It could be M. Pac-Man. Yeah, it might go to the green APU booth. That'd be cool. Me and Tim might just get a bigger booth and put 2 trucks in it. We'll see. We're trying to figure out. We're thinking about how. But first things first, to get started working. Meaning I got to get home and get started on filming some stuff. And then Chris has actually been working on Orwell and filming, so that's good. M2 Collector, I have merch for sale. There is still merch for sale at FSCtrucking.com, but most of everything is out of stock, and I really got to get home and get on that. Plus, Orwell needs his own merch based on what's been going on with him, so we need to try to get new merch too, not like replace what we ran out of, but also brand new stuff. So stay tuned for that. Wes in the West asked about my trailer. What are we putting behind Black Dog when Orwell returns? Unless I could get another trailer, like a whole nother trailer, or get the step deck done, then I'll probably pull a Widmeyer company lease trailer, and then Black Dog will run this trailer, I think. But I'm not 100% on that either, so I'm going to take a break from that for a minute, guys. I do want to at least get a couple of bites of food. But I'll stay with you as long as the phone keeps its battery. Although I could plug it in, too. Let me do that. I'll stay with you. As long as I got people, I'll stay. But I do need to get some food in me, so let me just at least make my food. Hopefully plugging my phone in won't make the camera act goofy. Alright, we're plugged in. If not, I'll spin it, and then we'll figure that out, because that was the problem when me and Jen were in the car doing a live. It didn't like the selfie camera. So here, trucking cuisine with FSC trucking. Here we go. All right, so we're at a Love's. I'll tell you that. That's good enough. This is what I do. They make what I like in the salads. Now, here's one thing I like about the 379 versus Orwell. I can hang my trash bag on the armrest of the passenger side seat. Now I can throw my trash in there. So I get the salads. And Love's, except for a couple crappy ones, finally figured out I might want to choose my dressing. So they give you separate salad packs. Some of these clowns stick one in there, and it's like, remember that predatory stuff I was talking about? You'll eat what we give you, or you don't eat. Like I said. So, open up my salad. Lid. Take the top off. You know, this thing. Take that off. First thing you got to do, if you're me, you take these cherry tomatoes and you either open your window and you throw them out the window and you feed the birds, or you put them in the garbage where they'll stay in the landfill forever and ever and ever and ever. Then you take a package of silverware. First you're fishing out your knife. Set the rest aside. Then you get your egg cups. Why egg cups? One, I like hard-boiled eggs. Two, the other reason I like the hard-boiled eggs is a salad, as far as I know, very little protein. And I'm carnivorous, so you have to have the protein. So, take your egg, protein, you put it in the rabbit food. Not protein, see? Cut it up with your knife. I know you're not seeing it, you just hear me talk about it. I don't have a phone holder in the truck. I'm just setting it on my switches. If I angle it down, then you'll see me cutting the salad or cutting the eggs into my salad, and the phone will then fall down, and you'll see nothing. So this is better. Although with this face, you're probably better off looking at the ground. By the way, the green APU is absolutely kicking ass. It is not really hot, but it is humid here. And it's been on and off rain, possible really nasty bad weather. And the APU is keeping this truck cab absolutely perfectly beautiful. No humidity, no nothing. They put a register right down on the floor, blowing straight into the cab. In addition to the factory registers in the back on this side. So when you got the HVAC, when you get that running properly, the regular factory air, that side vents will be factory heat and air. This side vents will be green APU along with the one register on this side on the floor. So that works out awesome. Love it. So mixing my salad. I know it's probably be boring. I'm terribly sorry. I'm doing the best I can. Bear with me. Once I get it mixed and get a couple of bites down my throat, I get back to reading comments and get them stacking. Salad dressing, must have. To me, it takes two. You put one in there, it's still dry, almost like you got nothing. Get it all in there. And then mix it up. Now I put 2 eggs in there, not all 4. Now I'll mix it up. Then I put the other 2. Then the dressing, then I mix it up again. And if you stir it and you're not careful, this is where you make a mess. How do you avoid dropping that on the floor? You eat some. Eating healthy out here, I think, is basically impossible. But if you have the time to sit down and eat a salad like this every now and again, I enjoy these. I think they're actually very yummy. All right, there you go. Let's read some comments here. I know it's very rude to eat and have you guys watch me eat. That's terrible. Yeah, see, viewers went down. Duh, knew that was going to happen. Motocross girls have a big OCD on how I strap loads. LOL, got to be good and perfect. Well, you're the type we need. Yeah, gee, if I remember right, you're out west, like Seattle, Oregon somewhere, ain't you? Steve, you ever think about long-term health after retirement, laying down groundwork now while it's good? No heavy lifting, no crazy work positions, eating healthy? Yeah, it's kind of talked about that a little bit. I mean, I'll work till I die. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But, yeah, I mean, when you're on the road, it's really not possible. What are you going to do, eat salads all day? If you want meat, unless you're sitting down and eating a overpriced meal, if you can find it, then you're stuck with Wendy's, McDonald's. I love that Hemi in my 3500 dually there, CCR Cole, or CRR Cole, sorry. I special ordered it that way. Diesel is more expensive than gas, so in some states where it's $2 a gallon more, at least it was at the time when I ordered it, you buy more fuel, but you pay less for it. So it turns out to be a push. Ultimately, the same dollar per mile going down the road, it comes out about the same. Plus, it's $8,500 cheaper when you buy the truck. So, yeah, they never, up until recently, like in the last, like think about it, when dualies first came out, they were all gas. Up in the 90s and the 2000s, most of them were gas. So yeah, until the diesel pickup thing picked up, a lot of people just ran gas engines in them. So it really wasn't a problem until everybody loved to get the diesels. But to be honest, most people buying diesel pickups, they just like to have them. They don't need them. So I mean, show money, spend it however, but I chose different. Okay, yeah, you're out by Seattle, so yeah, we just don't always go out that way, so you might kind of be stuck out. We make better money going east. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Sorry, but we're a trucking company, not a travel agency. So if you're scared to go somewhere, like if you got big dollars going to Brooklyn, you going to Brooklyn. Because I'll go to Brooklyn, but you know how that goes. I mean, I'll work with people, but you get some people that are so whiny. I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. You know how that goes. I see Orwell's brother running grain trailers here in Eastern Virginia around Gloucester County. I turn to drive around to your channel. Cooking with FSC trucking. That's funny. Any FSC mukbang? I don't get it there, Richie. You're a good eat man. Yeah, I gotta eat. That's right. See, only it does. You got a frame rails, so that won't be your heavy haul. So that just leaves Elaine. No, no. It means that means another truck, and I was real close to buying it, and then Orwell's block cracked, so I decided I better get that done first. Yeah, it's a whole different truck, one that's never been made before. Like, it's a truck. It was kind of sort of a common truck, but no one's ever made one into a long haul, heavy haul truck. Ever. Like, I've never seen one. Ever. I have a separate freezer full of meat. Really only eat meat. Yeah, there you go. Just, now you gotta cook it if you're, I don't think you're eating it raw. Again, I don't live in my truck. Oh, about the, Jose Angel Tolan says, it's already Black Dog, folks. Stop asking about the new name. Yep, kind of like that. I'd be putting some chicken tenders that you buy to sell instead of those eggs. Well, I don't have chicken tenders. They weren't selling them. Again, you get what you get where you are. I mean, I wish I had a, big box full of, $100 bills, but they ain't one around here. So you're going to have to get what you get. James Pretty's in the house somewhere. Hi, Edward. Oh, there he goes. There's James Pretty again. Everyone's saying hi to James Pretty. I go where the money is. I go everywhere. Alrighty. Logging in from Hong Kong this morning. It's still nighttime here. Oh, yeah, no, that's tomorrow. That's James Pretty from the future. It's tomorrow where he is. Henry G., I feel the diesel pickup craze raised the diesel prices. Yeah, that probably had something to do with it. I think they want, well, I have different reasons. I'm not 100% on it, though. Yeah, James is going to be doing a collab with SH2 with the sleeper on his truck, Black Betty. And that's the other reason. Everyone's like, call your truck Black Betty. No, James already locked that one down. That's his Marmon, Black Betty. Amy H says, bye everyone, see you on our next live. Thanks for being here. I'm probably way late on it. Holy crap, not that bad. James, I'm going to get some food down my throat, so keep them company for a little minute here. I'm going to eat my little salad that I didn't even finish making yet. Sorry guys, like I said, I didn't eat. I'll be on here for a while. I got not much else going on. I bought this right before I came to the truck and started my live. So it's sitting here, not refrigerated, for the last hour and 18 minutes. If I ever break down with Orwell, would I mind having me as a train engineer? How would that work? Oh, it's scrolling and it's staying lit. Awesome. Where am I, Steve? I'm in Texas. That's it. Texas. I know, a big place. Not Laredo. Nowhere near mom and dad's place. Nowhere near there. They did alcohol. In fact, that's what inspired me to buy a 12V71. There's one that was a Brockway. It's a 4-axle Brockway. Got 4 mufflers on the back. That truck hauled the steel to the World Trade Center site where they built it. The 4 mufflers was to try to quiet that engine down. when they're in downtown Manhattan with that thing, bringing the steel to the World Trade Center when they're building it. There's a video of the guy that bought it. It's a 4-axle Brockway with a 12V71 in it. Look that up. That is awesome. That's what inspired me to do that. And to be honest, if that truck came available and I had the money, I would buy that truck, like that exact truck. Because if that truck was in New York bringing the steel to the World Trade Center, to me that truck is historic. At the World Trade Center, as in the Twin Towers. They got done with them, I think, in 77. That's what I mean by historic, because of the way the towers met their demise and all of that. Kind of a big thing now, obviously. So, but yeah, that truck hauled the steel, or was one of the trucks that hauled the steel through Manhattan to build that building. I thought that was badass. Now, old two-stroker, he's got a badass truck. That was a heavy haul truck in its day. And he's got a 379 extended hood that came factory with a 12V71 Detroit in it. So, yeah, he just got that pretty recently. And, man, I am insanely jealous. Because if I had that truck, I would restore it, put it on the road as it, as it was. Oh, it was a heavy haul. I would run it. But yeah, that's old two-stroker's truck, and I don't think Wayno's going to get rid of that thing. I do know he is willing to sell Mossy Broke, but I do not have the money to buy Mossy Broke. Glad about this. And I wish I knew Mossy Broke was for sale before I bought this. I might have, but that'd have been a little harder to do. Yes, I would get a I can't see that, but yeah, I would get a Transstar. Chris is dying to get a Transstar. And I would get a Transstar just to have Chris have a truck. He wouldn't drive it on the road, but he could do pickups with it and stuff. But that kind of becomes like a thing. It's how do you, if someone else owns the truck, how does it channel profit, right? But I would love to have a Transstar too. I just thought they're badass trucks. I Steve, good luck, safe miles with Black Dog. Yeah, so far so good. Although I found out yesterday Black Dog's got real good brakes. Got into a slight incident. I had to lock it down hard, and it stopped. It stopped. I would have been able to avoid the accident, but I might have got stuck. But yeah, no, it stopped real good. I was actually quite impressed with how good it stopped. But yeah, it's just crap happens. Part of being on the road. It wasn't on video. I didn't film this trip at all because it was the same as the last one. I felt it to be kind of boring. Yeah, brakes are good. Brakes are real good. Nope, Sam McCracken was not on camera. I probably should have been filming, but coming down here was just nasty weather the whole way. Pushing through hard wind, rain, a lot of headwind. Good God. It was like I was hammering on this thing the whole time. It like probably a couple hundred miles, just straight up full throttle the whole way. Yeah, mobile tow unit on a Transstar, Chris would be in heaven. Yeah, probably. Probably one way to make sure a trailer or a truck never breaks down. Buy a tow truck, you'll never need it. I know someone's going to ask me, what do you think of Trump's action and how to affect trucking? It'd be awesome for trucking. Start making manufacturing plants around here. We'll have more freight than we know what to do with. And right now, all this garbage comes from the ports. It comes from China. It comes in on rail car, train, off the boats. Put it on a train. It's brought to you by Union Pacific. Start making stuff in this country. Now you have freight to haul. Besides, if you learn your history, World War II was won by our manufacturing capability. We couldn't manufacture our way out of a wet paper bag now. We start making crap in this country by any means necessary. That's right, motocross girl. So just that, just think smart. You live up there by Bremerton. You know shipyards. You know how that works up there. The more stuff we build here, the better off we are. Bremerton can make the chips, but they don't get the steel. What do? Stand around looking at each other. Auburn area. I know the area. Mike Weigel likes the shirt. Yeah, this is my this is the Seymour shirt. Yeah, Tacoma sucks. I mean, I like going there, only the fact I like the trip out there. But getting parked out there is a real pain. But as far as the ports go, Tacoma's kind of easy. They're not like... Some ports are pretty rough to deal with. They're actually pretty nice over there. I've never really had a problem in Tacoma. Or anywhere in that area to begin with. Alcohol, you're going to get shut down, man. There's freedom of speech, and there's just being dumb. That's just dumb. So, keep it up, alcohol. You ain't have time to think about it. You want to talk about that kind of crap, alcohol? I want to know who he was president the last 4 years. Not the guy that didn't know who he was. I want to know who was running it. Who ran the auto pen? You tell me that. Tell me that, huh? Because no one knew who was in charge. Bunny Pop didn't know what the hell he was doing. He didn't even know what town he was in. I'm reading them. I'm just not reading every single one here. Sorry, not trying to be rude. Just trying to get done. So, Chris Nadu says, hello from Maine. Witch doctor. Nah, probably right. I think it was Ron Klain, to be honest. I think it was China through Ron Klain. I don't have a shop that's both rails. Because that's not what we do. I don't have a shop that has both rails and road to get loads. I was going to bring a rail yard to a couple of truck outfit. James Pretty says, got to go. Well, it's good to see you on here, man. Tell me what the future holds, because he's in the future. He's in Hong Kong tomorrow over there. I always thought that was funny. You go over there, it's tomorrow. Grinding Gears says, I wonder what he's doing in Texas. I wonder too. What would I be doing in Texas? Yeah, he flies commercial. Motocross girl. She didn't know James Pretty was a pilot. Yeah, he flies commercial. He just loves trucks. But yeah, he makes his money flying. If I had any truck, what could it be? I always used to say my favorite truck was an extended hood 359. There's probably cooler trucks than that, but man, you get into some rare stuff. Kenworth Bullnose I like. Who was that? I had to read that. Richard Irwin says, Steve, at first I started watching you. We were on the opposite political sides, but now I'm starting to come more towards the middle. Like I was fresh out of high school. Both sides suck, but Biden totally F you. Well, that's good. Glad you're figuring it out. A lot of people had to figure out the hard way. Believe it or not, my oldest son, actually thought, he thought I was like kind of hard right. I'm like, Sean, do you ever meet me before? There's a lot of things that I feel that are more towards the liberal side of things. Like my answer with unions and so on. I just let the free market do. If you unions, like with unions, my grandfather, when he was a coal miner, coal mines actually screwed them boys over bad. They needed to be unions. Somebody needed to make sure John made money. My grandpa John. The mines totally took advantage of them guys. Nowadays it's kind of flipped over, but I don't know. How do I sound there? It's attitude towards a lot of things is very. I think for myself. But yeah, it's most people have figured out. Like, wait a minute. Why did free speech become illegal? Yeah, exactly. They'll figure it out. I don't know what an M710 is, alcohol. You say Oshkosh, but I don't know. I love that one at the show. That brown one at the show. I love that thing. That is a badass looking truck. I loved it. Right there. Yeah, you're right, motocross girl. Trump and JFK. It's funny. They both sounded alike if you actually go back and listen to President Kennedy's old reels back when he was alive before they popped them. It's funny, people that start wanting to change things up, they catch bullets in the head. Although whoever shot Kennedy had a better shot, but it's funny, you speak the same language, someone tries to take your head off. Both say the same thing, and both got bullet holes in the head. One in the ear, the other through his skull. There might be something to that. I think there is, personally. No. No front air ride on Orwell. We just put all new springs on them. Why would we do that? That guy gaming, well, I didn't know any better, and that was my dream job until I got into this job. I realized it's a lot harder and it sucks more than you think. But that's all I've ever known, it's all I've been good at. So if that's your passion, follow your gut. Don't follow the herd. Follow your gut. Do what you feel is right, and go do it. And you can screw it up, and you might go out of business, and you might come back after, like I did, after you go bankrupt the first time, and you figure out what you did wrong, and then you make more mistakes. That's how you learn. Everybody big in trucking that I know, that I look up to, people that I look up to today, oh, believe me, they told me they screwed it up. But follow your gut. Don't follow the herd. We talking about 70 Camino. Pull my merch. What are you talking about? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Are there any good trains to visit in Texas? I'm really not sure. There's a new steamer they've been running in Albuquerque. Old Santa Fe unit. Follow your gut is outstanding advice. In this business, yeah, you listen to all those talk types, the Kevin R's of the world. They know everything, but they don't know spit. They act like they do, but they really don't. They know what works for them, but they don't know what works for me. So you listen to the talkers out there, they don't know what they're talking about. They're paid to just talk. And if they're wrong, no one's going to show them. In the end, it's not about what you make, it's what you keep. So you got to figure that out. Nate, I don't do. I should go work for the railroad. It's good money. My dad did it for years. Yeah, but I don't do too good following people's orders. So, yeah, I probably would have been a cool railroader. But unless you're R.J. Corman, you just work for somebody. Some people make good living doing it, though. Well, just not for me. Oh, my kid. If I worked for a railroad for a living, I'd hate it. I don't like it because there's something else. It's funny how that works, ain't it? Alright. That's enough. I'll push that aside for now. I don't know, eating a salad than a monster. What's wrong with me? Carl Benz didn't get. Glad you didn't sell the FLD. It's looking like a. Oh, Tim must be on here. I didn't sell no FLD. Is Timmy on here? I don't see him. Well, Motocross Girl says, I've been looking. I want to be a trucker since I was 6. It's the best decision I ever made. Love it. Yeah, by the look at things, you ain't just doing other people's crap, so. Oh, no, Tim's not on here. Didn't you buy the FLD? It's looking like a flood truck. Yeah, it's looking like that. I don't know, Austin. I don't know when I'll be doing that again. It's just a bit busy, man. Scott Hitt says, I'm not good at following orders either. Brother Adam says, you look great at Matt's, but even a supermarket and Jenny would be tired after a few weeks. Not sure what you mean by that there, Brother Adam, but yeah, I tried. I did the best I could. When you went to buy Black Dog. Oh, yeah, no, I never really was. I knew Tim, the truth is, I knew Tim wasn't going to sell that truck. And I know he really didn't want to sell this. But I knew he might. And I knew he knew the truck. I trusted that Tim had a decent truck in Black Dog if I bought it. I knew the FLD. Oh, nobody knew at that time the FLD had the troubles it has, but I knew he wasn't going to sell it. Now he probably wishes he did, but if I had bought that truck from him, man, it would have looked so bad, you know. What would I do? You know, I'd have to fix everything. What's happened with Freightliner? I'm not sure what you mean there, Michael. There's Tim. Oh, Tim's? Yeah, it apparently was a flood truck. Dips and transmission were full of water. Wire harness is screwed up. Jeremiah Sullivan, what do people think about Western Star trucks? I don't really know. They used to be real good, and Freightliner bought them. So you tell me. Doug Jackson with $50 super chat. It's great to see you on this live stream. Stay safe out there. Thank you, Doug Jackson. Appreciate the $50. Can't stand mega trucking companies. They suck. Yeah, absolutely, Motocross Girl. Man, that's the thing. I am not up with the ATA crap, and I am not happy with this new FMCSA guy. He's way too much ATA. So there's another one. And you'd be right about that. I guess we don't have an option now, but we'll see. I'll be honest, I've been critical about OOIDA also. I think they've been sitting on their ass. They're too busy selling insurance than being a trade organization. So yeah, I think they need to step it up. They need to get working. Alcohol looks like if the truck was flooded, it filled with water. Yeah, we're overcooking. I'm done eating for now. I'll put that in front of the registry, keep it cold. I'm kind of full now, honestly. I didn't think that would happen. Do you like Swift FSC or no? Really? Actually, they're not as big as they used to be. Seems like they're causing a lot less troubles. We'll be putting a 13-speed transmission in Black Dog. Plan on it. Yeah, EPA needs to be put in its place. Someone needs to put a leash on that dog, and I think that's what Lee Zeldin is doing. So get back to actually cleaning up the water and the air, and like not worrying about, you know, the little picayune crap of what we do here with these rigs. I mean, what they're doing, it actually makes it worse, not better. So you could actually, it's facts. Deleted trucks are cleaner than these new things. I know it sounds worse, but I know it sounds backwards, but it's not. The truck actually burns better. Brother Adam says Western okay, but thought International's better. Although lately nothing looks great. Give me a Scania or an Iveco. I'm with you that not modern day nothing looks great. So I'm not trying to be mean there. He says, what's the difference in fuel consumption and power between Orwell and Black Dog? How much you spend a week on food and showers out on the road? What, you want to see every... I mean, you want to open up books. What are you, my accountant? Don't worry about it. Black Dog runs the same engine as a Freightliner Classic. Black Dog's got a 12.7 Detroit. So, depends on the... Classic depends on the year. Tim's got a 14-liter 60 series in a Classic, so this one's a 12.7. IH guy says FLDs were always a cheap truck. Yeah, they were cheap, but for the cheap trucks, they were the better quality ones. I wouldn't give you a nickel for a Cascadia or a Century Class. They were just the cheap of cheap, built with the absolute zero care. FLD was when Freightliner, FLD and Classic XL, well, that's what Freightliner actually gave it care. Black Dog is a 99. Big Rig Racing. Black Dog is a 99. This is a 99, hence it's exempt from everything, just like Orwell is. Will you be going to Walmart and getting small ice chests for Black Dog? No, if anything, I'll put an actual refrigerator in Black Dog that runs on 12 volts. That'll run when the APU is running and when the truck's running. They're really ain't for me. I don't need it. It's more for a driver when the driver gets the truck. I know Motocross Girl really wants to drive this thing and work for me, but we'll see. It's fun to watch me on YouTube, I suppose, but when I'm the boss, I don't know. Although I get along with Chris real well. I'm the boss there, too. But yeah. Yeah, it's the Constanza. I know Black Dog is a Led Zeppelin song, but to me, Led Zeppelin is the most boringest thing I've ever heard, with maybe one or two exceptions of songs. That's about it. So yeah, what's the overall plan? What's the overall plans for the trucks? Put drivers in them, Kelly. Or fix Orwell and put drivers in them. Alcohol, I know he's got the 18 speed, but that's the spare for Rooster or whatever else he's got. I'll put a 13 in this thing. There's no point to an 18 speed for what this truck does. Why do I have to split the lower gears? And I don't have a monster, 1,000 horse engine to worry about. Motocross Girl's got to go to the store. See you later. Alrighty. I got to get to reordering everything there, Constar. So yeah, if it doesn't show on the site, then it's not right now. Can you run the green APU? I'm glad you got a green APU. It's running right now. It's on. Black Dog shirts coming soon. Yeah, we need to do Black Dog shirts. We need to do Orwell shirts. Like new Orwell shirts, not just the ones I already got. She goes, I'm so down I get along with you perfectly. Well, we'll see. You never know, but you'll find out sooner or later, I suppose. But yeah, once I get Orwell running, we need a driver here, so it seems like I got a lot of people wanting a job. And I know she's qualified, that's for damn sure. Jamie Flynn, I am in Texas. That dog needs manifold turbo tune. We make an enjoyable radical difference. Um, no, Black Dog needs to basically stay, for the most part, stock. A little bit, but not a lot. Current truck drivers wear flip-flops, don't deserve trucks like Scania. Men don't wear flip-flops. Unless you're at the beach or the pool. Men don't wear flip-flops. Period. And Crocs? Gotta go. Real men wear boots. In my opinion. Chris knows what he's doing. You don't have to say anything to him. And he does what he does. Absolutely. That's the best part about Chris. Just tell him, point him in a direction, leave him alone. He clocks in, he goes to work mode. Hell of a guy. Google Spies On says, I drive Cascadia. In all fairness, I have less problems with the DEF system than the K700. Well, see, that's the problem. You got DEF systems, so you have DEF problems. Go back to FLDs and classics, you don't have those problems, see? What good with 352 will make a comeback? I don't know, but we're working on it. We got, oh man, he's got too much crap. Channel's got to grow. The bigger the channel, the faster we grow. And the more stuff we get done. Scott Langanger, I think. Scott, after meeting and talking with you in Jersey, I'd drive for you. Well, we only got one job opening coming up, and that's to drive this when Orwell's back running. Black Dog CB radio incoming maybe next week. It's just about getting an antenna and wiring it. Omar wants a job now. See where you started? Remember the quote from Black Dog from Patrick Swayze? Nothing like a Caterpillar engine. From the time you hear it, it sounded like a Detroit. Yeah, I know. This truck's got taller gears. I think Orwell actually pulls better, but this truck's got taller gears. So, it's not just the engine, it's the gearing. Steel-toed boots, jeans, and a shirt for me. There you go. See, you're all about working. Being dressed for work. Of course, whoever drives, the truck, them work shirts I got, the FSC trucking with the logo, the industrial shirts, I'll just throw them in. Because some places, it just looks more badass when you show up at a customer wearing like a work shirt rather than just some generic t-shirt. But yeah, for sure. Straight up for real facts, I love wearing boots. Exactly, see? Stock engines last longer if they don't beat themselves up. Smart, see? Yep, you getting it. Sandals equals flip-flops. Yep, exactly. Boots and work and my loafers for dress. Well, there you go. But in trucking we work, and in flatbedding we're working in industry. So, yeah, boots. Chris turns the hat backwards and knows it's time to go to work. That's right. Yeah, only if your off time's on the beach, T, because sorry. Maybe I'll wear sneakers or something, but no, flip-flops are like literally for the beach. Nobody wants to see a man's foot. Ugh. I want to see that. Ugh. FSC trucking gets along with Chris great. Oh, facts. Depth sucks. It's a waste. Exactly. No, Chris got his own new boots. I always thought he kept them boots around because his daughter bought them like a long time ago and she spent a fortune on them. So I always thought that's why he kept them around, kind of like the Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man thing. That's why I put that up there, because I thought that's why he kept them so long. Another driver in the lane proves to be reliable. Yep, absolutely. And then for the other trucks too. We're not done. We're not done. We're gonna do a lot more than what we got going on right now. That's for sure. IH guy says FLDs were junk and I worked at a dealer back in the day. I'm 59 years old. I'm not saying they were great, but they were the best Freightliner ever had to offer. At least that I know of, anyway. Shorts and flip-flops? No way. Nah, dude, I'll wear my boots with shorts. It got to be real hot to get me in shorts. And I'll lace them boots right up. I don't care. Always dress for work at home, then a shorts and shoes or sandals. Well, yeah, because work is work. I get it. But you're also motocross girl, i.e. a girl, so, women in flip-flops, that's different. It just is. Steel toe, brunt boots, blue jeans, and a work shirt all day long. That's right, working man right there. Oh yeah, wear polo shirts with logos, work boots, and safety shoes. Red Wing when available. That's right, brother Adam. That's right. Composite toe boots, jeans, and a t-shirt. It's Michael Adams. See, here we go. W9 Cat says, "Hey, my feet are pretty." Mine aren't. I got man feet. Okay, they're big. They stink. They're just there. Like, nobody wants to see that crap. I don't want to see that crap. Put it like that. They're mine. They're attached to me. Women wear flip-flops. Men wear sandals. Sandals wear... What? No. Sorry. No. Men don't wear... No, you just wear sneakers. Unless you're at the beach. Then just... I don't know. That's how I grew up. There's things that girls do that look cute and sexy and hot. And there's things that men do that just... Ugh, no one wants to see that. After being our work boots married, we don't want to see feet in sandals. Exactly, M. Pac-Man. That's exactly it. I don't know what women see in men. We're just disgusting animals. My personal opinion. They will argue, but no, I think we are disgusting animals. There's nothing nice here. Please. I'm not even average. Ugh. I hate the sound of flip-flop, the pop. Yeah, for sure. No. That ain't for me. I'm sitting in a truck stop. Yes. I'll reverse it for you. At a Love's. Sitting in Black Dog. At a Love's. In Texas. Hey, maybe I'll put this on, get a little... There you go, there. That's a little bit brighter. Sorry, guys. I want you to see. All you saw was just my face. Yeah, let me do you a favor here. No one wants to see my face. That better? That should be better. No one gets to see my face now. I know, I'm being mean. Yeah, we used to call shower shoes back in the military. Yep. I grew up calling them flip-flops. We just, honestly, like growing up, the only time I wore flip-flops was when we used to go to the pool. My pool was in the backyard, right? My dad had a pool, which I hated because I had to work on it all the time. But when we went to the pool, my dad always made us wear something because he was worried about us getting stepping on glass, as if we had a lot of glass on our own backyard. But whatever, my dad was my dad. So we had flip-flops so we could walk from the house to the pool. That's the only time I wore them damn things. Then we had to step in the water before we went in the pool so we didn't get dirt or grass from the grass in the pool. But Dad had rules. That's just the way Dad was. That's kind of why I hate pools. I guess that's why I'm trying to buy a house with pool. Raymond Wibsky Jr. says, "Who did you vote for on the presidential election?" The man who knew at least his name. Because apparently the other guy didn't even know his friggin' name. What planet he was on. Duh. Why would you even ask a dumb question like that? Just try to pick a fight. We'll see. You're coming up. Anybody knows where's random water bottles next to toilets? No, never mind. What do you think is the ugliest truck ever made? Ugliest truck ever made. I gotta think on that. What was the first Aero Peterbilt? It was here, see that truck right there? That truck before, like when that model of truck, will it zoom? Yeah. When that model of truck first come out, zoom in. Oh, there you go. Wow. Can't do both. Yeah. See the integral cab Aero Peterbilt? That to me was the ugliest truck ever made. When the first Aero Pete came out, I was like, bleh! I'm not talking about the Darth Vader cab over the football helmet one, the 372. And I'm not talking about the 377, which is the same cab as this, with a slightly more sloped hood. I mean the first full-blown Aero Peterbilt. Actually, now think about it, the T2000 was even uglier than that. There you go. There's your answer, T2000. My work jeans are all torn up, LOL. Well, don't you want a pit bull? Probably I all tore up. I knew a kid in school that had a shirt. It says, I love my pit bull. And the shirt was like all ripped up and crap and like painted in like red. Looked like he got ate by the dog. I always thought that was funny. Oh man, I'm so far behind the comments. Holy crap, sorry. Alright, I'm all the way to the end now. Sorry guys. I know I'm so bad. Problem is I got like a lot of you guys here now and I'm not used to going as fast. Kenworth T2000, the ugliest truck ever built. I agree with you, alcohol. See? 586, Omar says. Then Scott Langer says 387. Anteater was the ugliest. No, I disagree. The Kenworth T600 was actually a nice looking truck. They actually kept its style and that sloped hood. I don't know how, but I actually thought that was a nice truck. Ugliest IH Paystar. Maybe when it was brand new, but now it's that classic look. And I think it's badass. I would say Ford attempt at sleeper was ugly as sin. No, I don't know. I never. When Ford went Aero with the Sterlings, yeah, that was kind of like bleh. International Lone Star. Yeah, I was not a fan of that, but they at least tried. Oh, Raymond Wibsky says no fight intended with that question. Like you and Orwell for months, real person like. Yeah, Raymond, I don't really get deep involved in politics in this channel for obvious reasons, because this is ScrewTube, this isn't Rumble, but it should be pretty obvious, I kind of think, because I'm a working class guy, I bust my ass, and, I just don't take no crap, so it was kind of obvious, I thought anyways, but you never know, some people like to pick fights, and, that's why I have mods to send them MFers to the train station, you know what I mean. Gremlins, motorcycles, and scale models. Lone Star looks retro cool. It tried. It kind of missed the mark. Sometimes retro works, sometimes it don't. Rockin' and Concrete says, speed of air pistons are expensive, but have ridiculous results with cat. Yeah, except who's going to stand behind them if something happens with them, you see. You're just going to have someone's going to have to get in with deep with me at a real scientific level to get me to understand and demonstrate how dimples in pistons make a big difference in the massive chaos of fire that happens inside of a cylinder. Someone's gonna have to explain that one to me, because there's been a lot of crap sold out here, which is why I don't push a lot of stuff. I don't hawk a lot of products on this channel. And I don't brag about many things at all, except, the only exception is a green APU, and that's because, the unit literally never fails, so why would I not talk about it? But, yeah, I mean, if they're a good fit with me, I'm a good fit with them, and we work together awesome. And I think they make an awesome product. But if you can't Speed of Air has to convince me for me to push them, okay? Which means not only got to convince me, they'd have to have me run a set and prove it, like for real prove it. So yeah, I mean, I don't right now I've heard nothing. There's been a lot of garbage sold to us. Save fuel. Matter of fact, here, look at this. I'm not going to pick on this guy, but I will slightly. So look at this guy right here next to me, right? He's got this real big wide load, right? Okay. And I don't know if you can see it or not. No, it's on the other side, sorry. Remember those goofy little... Let me open my door and get out. See if he's got him on a sleeper. Yeah. So you got this big wide load, right? And you're worried that you think that these things are going to help anything? I'm not trying to pick on that one dude, but if you think for 1 minute you're going to go from making no money to making a lot of money in the trucking industry because you put those goofy little air things on your sleeper, I got news for you. You got suckered. And P.T. Barnum said it best, there's a sucker born every minute. So you got companies out there selling that crap and telling you, you're going to save all this money. You'll never get back your investment. Those stupid air wings underneath the trailers. You'll never recover that kind of money back. You'll never get the fuel money back that cost you to buy it. What are those things? 3, 4, 5 grand? You know how much money you got to, you know how much better fuel economy you got to do to save to save $5,000 in fuel? To save $5,000 in fuel. In the time it takes you to not rip them off. Well, I guess we got to skip there. So if that thing costs you $5,000 to put on them little wings under the trailers, cost, yeah, like right in front of me, U.S. Express got one. If that thing costs $5,000, you know how long you got to have that to save $5,000? Meanwhile, it's flapping in the wind and breaking, and you'll never get your money back. That's why I don't push none of that crap. So back to the speed of air pistons. I'm not talking bad about them, but what I am saying is you got to prove it. I'm not endorsing crap unless you can prove it to me. And that's that, you know. So you're going to have to explain to me how that makes a difference and get into combustion, get into, you know, in the end, you know, my attitude with trucking is kind of simple. Fuel goes into the engine, gets made into power, you know, releases the energy, pushes the truck down the road. After that, I don't care if it goes out black smoke, white smoke, green smoke, to quote Papa Smurf. I don't care what comes out them stacks. Unicorns with fairy dust, I don't care. Once the fuel, the energy stored in fuel is converted into forward motion energy, is spent, and the truck went down the road, what happens to it from there? I don't give a rip if unicorn farts come out the stacks. All that matters to me is truck goes forward, makes me money. That's it. Once it comes out, once it's spent, gone. Poof, not my problem. It's behind me. My future's in front. That's how I look at it. You're never gonna get your money back on crap like that. And I just think that the trucking industry got sold a bill of goods on a bunch of trash, and people are walking all the way to the bank, and the drivers ain't saving crap. So there you go. There's my rant. And I'm probably way behind the comments again. Sorry. Jimbo Gumbo says I can prove it. No, you gotta just. That's the thing. You gotta like. How do I word this? How many people run around saying a truck hits 11 mile a gallon? Bull crap. It's just not happening. Not pulling heavy loads. Not dealing with headwinds. You know, you're pulling light loads on flat ground. Great. Let's pull the mountains with some weight. You know, that's the point. You got to run the same equipment. You literally have to have the same trucks, the same shape. You know how them guys do when they test the EVs versus gas trucks, pickup trucks? They haul the same camper on the same terrain at the same speed at the same time. That's how you test it. You can't tell me that your truck does better because the computer says so. I could change the parameters in the computer and your truck thinks it's getting 11 miles a gallon. It's really only getting 8 or 6 because it thinks it went farther than it did. You get the point? You can change that. Because somebody has to tell a computer what rear ends you have, what size tires you got, what gearing, transmission, all of that, right? You can make any numbers look good. You want to prove it? 2 identical trucks, identical loads, identical conditions, same speed, same time. And go 1,000 miles. And then see who burned more fuel. That's how you prove it. Yeah, I was out there the other day, actually, getting down here. Master of Pennies says, good thing I'm not in Arkansas right now. There's a lot of tornado outbreak unfolding right now. 'Tis the season. Alcohol, so nobody wants them. Scanias, keep them in Europe. Well, my attitude is let them try. They want to come over here and make a run for the market, in the United States. Let them try. Let the better maker, let the better manufacturer win. Free market, baby. But build them here. I want my people making money building them. Many fuel additives are kind of the same way. Not much improvement on MPG. No. There's no miracle in a can. Everybody thinks there is. There's not. Somebody making money. Absolutely. Brandy Bean says, so true, Steve. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Facts. Brummy to Brit. What? I can't read that. Is that a word? The Magnum is badge in Europe is the reason why so tall, totally flat floor. Cab is on flat on top. I'm not seeing it. Oh, he's talking about somebody else. Alright. He's talking about that. Like, I'm in the middle of a conversation between two people. As you were. Over and out, sucker free. You know that Scania Wilson will actually get better miles than any Euro truck if set up right. I don't know that to be true. How do you know that? Based on what? Based on American trucks? Based on European trucks? We haul different loads. We have different weight rules around here. Different terrain, different weather conditions. How would you can't compare an American truck with a Euro truck unless, again, you put the same load on the same truck, driven the same time in the same conditions. That's it. Other than that, or different trucks, one Scania, one an American truck, same load, same trailer, same conditions, same everything. You cannot compare European trucks and loads to American trucks and loads because the setups are way different. The terrain is different. Everything is different. A mile in Europe is not the same as a mile in the United States. Depends on the terrain. You can't even go as fast in Europe. That's why the Scanias are like, the way Bruce explained it is you're revving a lot higher than they're used to with those trucks because we can run 70, 80 mile an hour here. They can't. You can't compare the two. Sorry. That Jersey is coming out over here. Yeah, for sure. I just don't suffer fools. You want to sell me a product, you better prove something. And I don't mean hype. I mean actual proof. Like I said, the guys that put a Tesla Cybertruck versus a Ram towed the exact same camping trailer on the exact same roads in Colorado. They did another one, a Ford F-150 Lightning versus another gas-powered pickup. But it was the same exact trailer, same exact conditions, different trucks. That's how you prove stuff. Well, Richard Irwin, they got problems, don't they? The thing is, American manufacturing is not where it needs to be, and if they want to get around the tariffs, they have to manufacture them here. So I guess they'll run a few test mules and see what they do. Again, that's how it goes. We think Stellantis gets a break? Sorry, my Dodge Ram was built in Mexico. The same Dodge truck either gets built here or gets tariffed. And I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. In fact, me and Chris kind of had that conversation about it. If I ever buy another pickup truck, I'm probably going to buy a Ford. Because they're made in Louisville. And my truck is made in Mexico. We'll see wild weather in Dallas-Fort Worth area tonight. It was earlier. Build them here and people will buy them for sure. That's facts, life on 18 wheels. That's how I look at it. Joseph P3 is driving CDLA license hard to get because I want to get one and driving big trucks. Well, I don't know. Some people find it easy. Some people find it hard. You just got to get up and do it. Try it. Worst case, you fail. Try again. Keep trying until you do. Oh, I see. That's somebody's name there. Twatif. Whatever, something like that. It sounds wrong. Why does Volvo offer you the 16-liter? Like, doesn't? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make emissions, or maybe they don't sell them. CB says, so quiet, that green APU. Well, it's not under my cab. It's behind the cab, and this one, like most people have them. So, yeah, it works good that way. It's quieter that way, but even in Orwell, it ain't really that bad. It's just, It's more droning when you're sitting in the front. In the back, you barely even hear it. Gene, the demand for cabovers is, we used to have length laws, overall length laws. So if you can make the truck as short as possible, you can make the trailer longer. Once they did away with overall length laws, they did away with cabovers in the States. Now, it was easier to get in tight places with a cabover, but there wasn't a requirement for them. Or there isn't anymore, where there used to be. You wanted to haul a 48-foot trailer, better be on a cabover back in the day. Why would I feel bad. I kind of jumped this guy's ass once. Would you look good in Black Dog? Would you retire Orwell after it's fixed? Now that actually makes 0 sense. Let's spend $40,000-$50,000 to fix a truck and then not use it. Think about that for a minute. I have a feeling that if long-nosed cab hit with so much impact, it could be dangerous too. Well, all right. Well, the joke is cabovers are the first scene of an accident, because literally what you hit is only about 1.5 feet in front of your face. Yeah, cabovers are great for inner city trucking, anywhere it's tight. Tim Gentry has cabovers. You just gotta pull one out and start working on it. That's right. Tariff the crap out of them till it's domestically produced. That's right. We need the manufacturing here. No, Orwell won't be retired. Absolutely. I need to put train horns on this truck, actually. FSC channel exploding. Love it. We're trying. Ford F550 dually. Best pickup truck ever made. I'll take your word on it. I'll send you my email and number on FSC Facebook page for future relating to Black Dog. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and do that. Besides the end of these days, I think in the miles didn't. What? Oh, Brummy to bread. Chris is a hell of a guy. Does awesome work. Master of Penny says the Cybertruck is not a real pickup. It's a land ship out of Star Wars. Well, to be honest, what I do with pickups, it's also only a half ton, so it won't help me any. Yeah, I know, Motocross Girl. Spell check. That's all right, though. Yeah. Just reach out. I got your thing on Facebook anyway. So if you're dead serious, want the job, I'm compiling a list on my email. So we'll be in touch about that. I'll hit you up after this. Omar, gonna head out for the night. Duty calls. Definitely reach out and email you and stuff. We'll talk. Absolutely, Omar. Get the email sent up, and man, you've been a badass subscriber from like a long time ago, and now your mom watches the channel too, and offered to cook me some lasagna or ziti. Yeah, I'm all in. So hell yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, Omar never misses a live. I mean, if he's just in and out quick, he's always there. Steve Waters, do I plan on putting green APU on all the trucks? Absolutely. I just got your message there, Motocross Girl. I don't know if you heard it pop, but it just popped, so I know. Scania would be perfect for NYC driving. Nothing is perfect for NYC driving. The way NYC treats us truckers, sorry, Omar, and your mom, but NYC ought to not have trucks. But then my friends wouldn't have food to cook me lasagna with. Damn, see? What do you do? But yeah, no, you're right. Smaller trucks are definitely easier in a tight spot, such as New York. Dave Bollock says, but you're above the accident. Well, listen, if you hit something hard enough with an 18-wheeler to worry about whether you're getting screwed up in it, you got bigger problems like surviving a litigation after the crash. Even if you're right, you You still got a lawyer up. Oh, we're still on the boots and jeans and t-shirts. Steve Trocchia, or Trocchia, there's no L there. Am I going to paint Orwell? The channel's performance will dictate how much money we put into Orwell. There's a point where I have to stop trying to make, excuse me, sorry. Food's repeating. There's a point where I got to stop making a show truck and make the truck run to make money. So there's a point where the channel performance dictates what we do with Orwell. This month was pretty damn good, but it needs to continue for me to do that level of work. Yeah, he did inform that, but I'll let him do that. He is getting to work on Johnny Cash. Yes, Orwell has some frame issues. That's coming up in the video this weekend. Sunday, in fact, we're going to discuss Orwell's frame at length on Sunday's video. So yeah, Orwell is getting new rails. Chris found some real ugly stuff underneath the fifth wheel, so the frame needs to go. Yep, alright, I got your message too, Omar. Awesome. Back to comment about mile here, doing a mile in Europe. No, a mile is a different mile in Europe, meaning that the conditions are different. You guys have different conditions, meaning the road conditions. You also don't drive as fast as we do. Yes, miles the same distance, true. But again, the terrain is different, the trailers are different, the amount of axles you have rolling on the ground is different, tire resistance is different because of how many tires or lack thereof, the weight difference. Again, an American mile is not the same as a European mile, meaning what it takes to run that mile, not the actual mile. I like your show on YouTube. Thank you. Just sent you a message. Yep, saw that. Already saw that already. Wow, must be back here already. Volvo trucks are originated headquarters in Sweden, made here in the USA. Any Volvo trucks not allowed in Sweden. If not, Scania trucks shouldn't be allowed here. Take a hike. No. Let them pay up. They want to be here, let them pay up. I gotta plug this phone in before it drops. Probably ought to go to bed. I just don't feel like it. Come on, plug the phone in. Click. There we go. Yay! Black Dog Detroit 10-speed, good on fuel mileage. Supposedly, with the crap we've been pulling with it, you don't get fuel mileage. Too heavy, too big. Yeah, everything's been heavy. It's either heavy or empty. It's been. We put Black Dog to work. Let me tell you, we put Black Dog to work. First, yeah, everything's been heavy. What I really want, Master of Pennies, for train horn, for Orwell or this truck, is I want a locomotive style handle, not the big chrome handle. That's kind of cool, but it doesn't restrict it as much. I want like a actual locomotive one for the valve. No, not 50 alcohol, not 50,000 on the engine. The engine's probably going to come in about 20, 25,000. But by the time you're done with frame rails and everything else we'll plan on Orwell, yeah, you're talking 50. If you paint it, probably go more than that. See a cyber truck go cross country through the desert. Yeah, probably not likely. Lizzie is saying, I like watching you with Omar. Omar, I don't know how long Omar's been on here, but he's been a rock star solid. He's been a rock star solid fan for quite a long time. So let's see here. Maybe a different spot. Oh, this thing drives me nuts sometimes. There we go. Boom. Boom. Excellent. Alrighty. Now Omar's mom is a moderator too. She prefers Lizzie, but that's Omar's mom. Holy smokes, you don't got to do all that. One meal's enough. Wow. I'm going to have to come over twice and eat now. See, I like that. See, that's the thing. A lot of people think, I get all gruff and upset, and kind of sometimes when the videos, when I get real mad, why do I bleep out all the cursing? Well, because there's a lot of people that watch. Like, I'd probably have no problems cursing around Omar. I just can't curse around his mom, see? His mom watches, so I don't curse, see? So, yeah, that's what I do. There's a lot of grandchildren watching their grandparents and stuff like that. That's why I try to keep it, calm, keep it cool, So, I appreciate that, Lizzie. I really appreciate that. She goes, I love watching you. I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. No, really, that warms my heart. It really does, because I get a lot of cool comments and stuff like that. My block, I guess I forgot to mention that. My block is actually completed. It's fixed, repaired, ready to go. I just got to get home and get it now and start working on it. So, yeah. Stephen V, scrap the old truck. Why would I do that? It's like the whole freaking channel. I mean, why don't you just, get with the program here, okay? There's got to be, go to, SCF new truck channel or something. Motocross Girl 18 says, dude, me and Omar could so team drive in Black Dog. Then we got to teach his mom to drive. Yes, I am on Facebook there, Lizzie. Yeah, Omar found me, but yeah, you can find me my personal Facebook, Steven Feschek. It's on there too. I'll actually look for you. Yeah, oh wow, I am so far behind on it. Wow, yikes. Are you and Jen in a new home yet? No, there's a delay. Another delay. We're backed up till June on that now. And that we had to put up more money, or we would have lost the deal. So we had to put up more money now, which made me unhappy. But Jen really likes the house, and we gotta bust ass. Now Omar says, why not? Wouldn't mind keeping the truck running. Well, this is a double bunk, so there's room for two. That would be something, putting a team in here. I never thought about hiring a team, but it'd be something. I don't know if we have team freight consistently, but I mean, keeping the truck moving nonstop would be pretty good if we can do it. Well, they're going at it now. That's where Volvo merged with Max. They were grandfathered in. I'm not sure what we're talking about. John Baker, $5. Long live Orwell. That's right. FSC, me and Omar down a team driving Black Dog. You guys are insane. I've watched you for the past at least 5 years. Yeah, you've been around forever, man, Omar. You've been around forever. Lizzie says, thank you very much. I made her a mod. Oh, hang on. Tim Ivans. He says, pretty cool, Omar. Come on. This thing gets annoying when you try to make it do. There we go. Tim Ivans. Tim Ivans has a wrench now. I'm in that mode. Oh, you don't got to do that, Motocross Girl. She threw up $4.99. Wow. Robert Staten says, Gentry needs to finish Braxton's Air Force truck first. Well, he'll do it in the order which he does, but I would love to see, I would love to see both trucks done, to be honest. Oh, God, he might have started something here. Now we hire one driver. We got two of them now. Yikes. John put a flyer sticker on Black Dog. Flyer's colors are black and orange. Excellent, Omar. I saw that. Make sure your mom finds that, too, because she was asking earlier on it. To Omar said, I call it bottom bunk. Bottom bunks for he who is, or not he, she, whatever, Is driving. Is not, yeah. Technically not supposed to sleep on the top if the truck's in motion. So, yeah. Tim Ivins, I haven't been on YouTube for 10 years. Probably been 6 or 7 now. I don't even know. I forget. Yep, so you're supposed to sleep on the bottom when the truck's in motion. Omar, the mechanic of Blue Wrench. Yep. Tim Ivins got one too. Carl Bench says, Omar getting to sleep in the corner, LOL. Of course, who knew? You know where? So then, oh my God, that's insane. That would be cool. That'd be so badass if that actually happened because of this here. That'd be so cool. Is the Lolo going to be an escort car? How cool would that be if I took my 64 and made that into an escort car? Wow! That'd be something. Could you imagine? You imagine your escort vehicle being on 100 spokes? I love it. Well, hell yeah. Oh, what was that? Joseph P3, $20. If it was me, I'd keep the old truck. He's a cool truck. No doubt about it. Jose Angel Tolan says that's hot racking in the Navy. Yep, you're right. You're right. Hit the 3-wheel motion. Oh my God, that's an awesome idea. That is such an awesome idea. 3-wheel, you use the 6.4 Impala as the escort car. Can you imagine that? The escort vehicle doing like 3-wheel motion or hopping and stuff like that. Oh, that'd be so cool. Wow, that's an awesome idea. We need to do that. That would be so cool. Hey, Pete Edson, try it. He said, with the truck I have, I should start a YouTube channel, but they're all plow trucks. Hey, snowplow drivers get a lot of crap, or deal with a lot of crap. You put the cameras in the right spot, it'd probably be a hit, dude. Gold 100 spokes. Nah, mine are chrome, but yeah. CB, we're talking about that. We got to do 808 stickers and 810 stickers. Oh, Lord Winter, the fact it'd be more of a joke. The Impala is in no condition to make any long distance trips, but it could do a short one or two. That'd be funny. Never seen a 6.4 Impala escorting. You might. Chevelle Junkie says, saw a video of you visit Port of Baltimore about 4 years ago. I've been trying to run into you there since. It's just like coming to Texas, man. It's feast or famine. You're either doing it a lot or you're not doing it much. See, I haven't been over there. I want to see something. I want to see me do some of my yellow cab over too there, Ford man. Just, why would DOT would love that? I bet it'd be funny. It'd be perfectly legal. Why? What is there a rule that the car's too old too? CGO American Public Recording says, what's up? That's true. I do plowing myself. Exactly. I'm in Texas there, Brian. That's all I'll give out right now. Enjoy getting dressed standing up, LOL. Listen, I didn't realize this. I drove Orwell full time for 5 years. It really doesn't make a big difference to me. How many times you put your pants on a day? You take them off at night, you put them on in the morning. That's all you got to do. How many times you getting dressed? How about Mr. Beefy on escort duty? We could. How did you get 800 numbers? Oh, we're talking about the truck numbers. That's just where Widmeyer started me back when I had the yellow Peterbilt, which was number 808. So when I got Orwell back, when I got Orwell running, 808 was retired long enough, I was able to get it. So then that's what we did. 810 was just because 809 was used too recently. Life on 18 Wheels, the $49.99 super chat. Says, thinking of switching, teaching from van to step deck. Any advice or options or opinions? It was great meeting me at Matt's. yeah, you make better money doing open deck work, but you got to work harder for it. So, um, as long as you're tying your freight down properly, there's more money available to you. And LTLs are easier on step decks than van trailers, because if your first thing on goes to your nose and your first thing off is your nose, you unload from the side. You don't have to unload half your trailer like you do a backdoor trailer. So, yeah, it's easier that way. Just follow your gut. If it ain't working, and do something different. I know you are, Motocross Girl. You wrote that many, many times. Dead serious to drive Black Dog. And I know you're qualified. So that's the big thing. I don't, with drivers, it's like I don't want to, I don't want to have to, like, literally teach somebody everything. I just have to, with her, I think, because I've seen what she drives, with her, I would just have to explain to her the very specific things about very specific loads. Like the strikers, there's ways you could mess them up if you're not careful. Once you know, you never have a problem. The MBs, there's a couple tricks to them too. The Pierce fire trucks, there's tricks to them. What looks obvious is not. Beyond that, if you're qualified, you're qualified. That's the thing. It's hard to find qualified, motivated people that want to work. That's hard. So, again, I've seen, she sent me pictures of the truck she's driving, the stuff she's doing. I think she's dead on serious real. So, yeah, I'd be down as long as she clears with the MBR and all that crap. Send it. We enough for nothing. We just learned when we met Crystal in the other few videos. Yeah, there are girls out here that can outwork dudes. Facts. And I'm too talking back and forth there. A lot of my trucks came from watching Canadian TV series Cannonball about GMC ACR 723. Loved that show as a kid. Oh, I think I've heard of that, but never seen it. Do I believe Hotshot is still the business to get into? That's funny you say that. Shelby, Happiness by the Mile, just posted on Facebook a picture out in Midland or Odessa. Yeah, Odessa, in a Hotshot truck picking up drill rods. That's the last thing I would expect her to be posting. But yeah, she did. I commented on that. But yeah, I speaking of Hotshot, there's money in it, I guess. But man, DOT loves to eat them boys up. And I guess that's where all the outlaws went to. The guys that couldn't drive trucks, big semis, because they got their license pulled. So they try to sneak around in pickups. But man, DOT loves to bust their guys' chops. But I just noticed that today. I found that interesting. So we'll see if she replies to that. We're a little ways off from that, Motocross Girl. Don't worry about it. Listen, you're definitely in solid contention. Don't worry about it. So, like I said, it's a little bit. Orwell will be down for a while. I think at least like 3 months, probably maybe 4. I don't know. The quicker the better, but we'll see how it works out. What are you talking about? Foundational timing comes for a cat. Oh yeah. We've been seriously considering that. Yeah, that's facts, man. Women truck drivers bust ass and can work circles around men drivers. Utmost respect for some of these women drivers. Not all, but again, it's what you're worth. Some people know how to work, some people don't, and some people discount women as they can't do it. But no, I mean, my mom, when she was she never drove truck, but man, she could drive an ice cream truck through hell and still sell ice cream cones. You follow? Mom was that good. My dad was real good too. Now medically, they both shouldn't barely even ride in a car, let alone drive one. But yeah, my grandmother, obviously had 2 grandmothers. My grandmother on my dad's side, same thing. She could drive a ice cream truck through hell and still have snow cones to sell. My grandmother on my mom's side, she should have never driven a bicycle. Matter of fact, she never did. Driving a car, yikes, that was public. That was public endangerment when my grandmother on my mom's side drove. So yeah, CB asks, who was that Miller woman that Blue Pete custom made? Um, she is Crystal Miller of Miller Transport. That's hers. And she built that truck. And she built the other black truck. And she's building more trucks, which is how I met her, because I hauled frame rails to her to build the next truck when I hauled my frame rails to me. So she ordered 1/2-inch rails that were 30 feet long. But she drills her own rails, where I ordered mine already, pre-drilled based on that template. So she called Vicon and ordered 30-foot rails raw, 1/2-inch thick, raw. And also, I think the other ones were 3/8 also, which she did offer to sell me those rails, by the way, the 3/8 rails. And I told her I don't have the drill to drill them, and she's like, well, borrow mine. Anyway, so I hauled her rails to her because her shop is south of me by a little bit. So I came through her place, dropped off her frame rails, and I kept on going home. But her, me, and a bunch of her drivers got to yapping. So instead of dropping off rails, 5 hours later and a couple of pizzas later, I went home and then unloaded my frame rails. So we stayed in contact for obvious reasons. We do the same crap. And I had no idea she was at the show. So the way that played out was real funny. I texted her, like, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks prior to the show. I says, hey, you going to be in Louisville? She goes, I don't know. Not realizing that she was going to put her trucks in the AGI booth. Me and Jen filmed at the AGI booth. That's the video where the kid was holding the camera. And I felt really dumb because she already had shown me the blue Peterbilt at her shop. And she showed me the black Peterbilt. In fact, we were staring at it because the blue Peterbilt was in the back of her shop in like another section of it. But the black one was right in the same room where everybody was hanging out and eating pizza. So I walked right past both her trucks, not realizing those are her trucks. Me and Jen walked outside, and then I texted her. I says, hey, did you ever make up your mind if you're coming to the show? And she's like, I'm at the show. I'm at the AGI booth. And I'm like, turn around, Jen, we got to go back. And then, because we already went outside, I was trying to get the Goblin truck on video again. And then we walked inside, and I'm like, wait a minute. Those trucks that we didn't look at, those were hers. Jen's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, babe, those were her trucks. I thought she was just standing in the booth waiting to mutually meet up, not, hey, I'm at the booth, these are where my trucks are. I walked up, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So we did the whole video, showed me her trucks, and then I left the camera on time lapse by accident. So then we had to do that whole take twice, and I felt like an absolute idiot. Now, meanwhile, Tim's been talking about going 1/2-inch rail, and I'm like, well, hey, why don't you swing by where we're hanging out, getting ready to do the parade? Why don't you bring your truck by, and I'll show Tim your truck, because with Tim having his booth, we kept walking by, couldn't really get the time to go over. So Crystal come rolling by with her 3 trucks, because she had the blue one, the black one, and the new one that they just bought, another 4-axle 379, that were all in convoy when they rolled up and me and Tim were talking. Those 3 trucks were hers. So literally, Crystal made us all look like a bunch of idiots, because she's obviously way more successful than both of us, and builds badass trucks better than both of us. So we're both like, what do? You use it for motivation is what you do. But that's who she is. That's how I ran into her. And if there's opportunity in the future, I'd love to work with her with something. But we'll see. But that's that whole story. I didn't really glance over it because she doesn't she doesn't want her own YouTube channel because she's worried the weirdos will come out. You see what she looks like, the weirdos will come, because that's what they do. The bunch of idiots. And God forbid you see an attractive girl and don't lose your head because you're an idiot. So, yeah. No, I do not need to run electronic logs in Black Dog. It's a 1999. So it's... Matt Siegel says, "Hey Steve, been a long time lurker, never posted, but love watching your videos. Hope Orwell comes out good." Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to put a lot of interesting stuff there. I see. Crosstop, Omar and Motocross Girl again. That's a lot of drilling. Yeah. Well, she's got Milwaukee mag drills. So, yeah. So when I said I want to get a frame for Orwell, she was real quick. Boom, I got 3/8 if you want it. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather just order them my way, but that's how that happened. But if I was in a real hurry, I would definitely ask to get the 3/8 rail. And to be honest, I'd ask for help. But yeah, when it comes to heavy haul, if I got questions, she's the one I'd ask first. When is large cars and guitars? It's possible, but I don't have nothing to show. And this truck, by no means. This truck I'm in right now, Black Dog, it might be famous, but no. Oh, somebody said a comment earlier somewhere she looked annoyed. No, just uncomfortable. We did the first time, it was perfect. And then I screwed it up and was like, you ever say, like, record yourself or do something and it was perfect, or you thought it was perfect and you screwed it up and you had to redo it, and you spend more time trying to redo what you did rather than just doing it the first time the right way? That's kind of what it was. Remember, Chris was the same way too. Tim Ivins goes back to the speed shop. Wow, yep. Alcohol, if you haven't noticed, Jen doesn't get jealous because there's no reason to be jealous. So, I mean, not for nothing. Did you watch the last video where we met this crystal we were talking about? Really? Like, Jen was there through the whole thing. So, no. I've worked... Hello, Jen is good friends with Dominique, okay? So, really? Some people don't have that problem. And I'll be honest with you, if Jen was jealous, me and Jen would have problems. Because I've given no reason to be jealous of anybody. So, that's kind of how it is, Some people get that way, but I'm not putting up with that. Do you know what? Not one person will tell me what the box between the stack on Orwell are for. What? It's a headache racks, my chain box, where I keep all my chains. I work an overnight shift. Oh, Omar does. Okay. Has Les Paul custom Corvette Arctic White with... What are we talking about? Right, I think some people are up way past their bedtimes. Oh, May 20. Oh, okay. May 23, 24th. Large cars and guitars. I might come. No, not for nothing. I might come down to it, but I don't see me having a truck running that's worthy of showing down there. M. Pac-Man says, "All right, Omar, do your thing, man. I'll message you here in a little bit or something. I'm noodling on my Les Paul as we speak." Oh, okay. And Pac-Man, he's playing the guitar. Okay, there we go. I didn't know you knew Dominique, the dump truck driver. Yeah, Dominique was in my video when I got the Ford. Dominique's husband, Bobby, helped me out with the excavator. Dominique hauled it with a red pickup and came down. Yeah, so me and Dominique did a whole bunch of videos together. So yeah, I'm in her video, she's in mine. We just did a collab. Did you not? If you saw the video, the old friends video, Dominique was in there too. Yeah, so don't worry about Jen being friends with or being jealous of women that I'm friends with. Jen's friends with them. Zach Crow says, "Steve, I got a brand new Milwaukee mag drill I'd be willing to sell reasonably. and I'm in Texas. All right, well, yeah, it is a, well, we'll see. CB, I'm up till 3:30 a.m. That's quali day. Japan, I don't know what you mean there. Whatever happened? Sleek Hobbies RCs, appreciate your channel much. Polish. I guess he's Polish or misspelled polish, or I'm just reading it, one or the other. Oh, battery. Oh, I think my Tom wants to know what the battery box. Yeah, that's behind the. It's under the cab behind the engine. That's where the batteries are. It's under the cab, but behind the engine, in front of the headache rack. Pistol Perry TV. Orwell brings back so many memories of my Pop's 362 back in the day. Yeah, Mohammed, thanks for telling me, now I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the headache rack with the chain storage behind the cab. I wasn't thinking underneath there. Awesome. Sorry about that if I messed you up on that. Yesterday I finished fixing up a 91 Plymouth Voyager as a daily going to town vehicle. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the beginning of the minivans. I hate minivans. Sorry, man. That's why I laughed. I was wondering, would it be cheaper to build a new long block for Orwell than buy a new truck? Dude, it's cheaper to buy a brand new engine that isn't made than buy a brand new truck. Brand new trucks are like $250,000, man. Did I meet Super Trucker Dan at Mercer booth? No, I did not. Honestly, I didn't even see him. You know, it was funny. Everybody kept telling me who was there because they seen him there. It was like, I didn't see Dominique until the third day of the show. No, second day. Everyone said, Dominique's here, but I never ran into her. And then the first time I seen her, she was at her booth. And it wasn't me that noticed her. It was Jen that noticed her. And then Bobby found me randomly walking around. And they were behind us. And no, we were walking towards each other. And I was looking for... where was I? I was looking... Before I even knew Crystal was there, I was looking for the big sleepers. So I was looking overhead, like high, to try to find where the big sleepers were, because I wanted Jen to go into the big sleepers. So then I totally, Dominique is short, and Bobby's like a little short of me, but not much. And they're walking towards me. I'm looking over everybody's head, not even paying no attention. And Bobby's like, "What, you gonna walk by?" And I'm like, "Oh crap!" I just totally missed them. But yeah, there's a lot of people that were there that I know of that know me. I never saw him once. But yeah, Super Trucker Dan, I totally missed him. It was kind of funny how that worked. Love PRS McCarty 594. Not sure what you're talking about there. If you got a spouse jealous of your friend, something happened between you two. Some women are just jealous. Some men are jealous. I'm not going to get into other examples because they're not here to speak on it. I'll speak on my end. I've had very jealous girlfriends, and it totally didn't work. I've had girlfriends that were absolutely like smoking hot. Like everybody wanted something to do with them, and it wasn't a problem for me. But it got forbid. I had it so bad with my ex-wife, my children's mother. I had it so bad where you go into the restaurant, you got to start figuring out who the waiters or waitresses are, and if you could figure out where they were. Like, God forbid you ordered a meal, and a waitress was nice to you to get a tip, and I caught crap for it from my ex-wife. It was that bad. Like, you had to find an ugly waitress to sit down there. It was bad. And I'm like, that's why she's my ex. Part of it, anyway. But yeah, I dealt with that. And I'll never deal with that ever again. I know girls that, like, the husband, and if the girl's on Facebook, the husband gets all jealous and all upset. And I'm like, why? Why? Really? If you're that insecure that you're listen, that's why I don't honestly, that's the thing. We talk about marriage a bunch, and I'm like, I don't even believe in it. he made the quote. I was talking with Grinding Gears about this Shimon the other today. In fact, I was talking to him. And I couldn't remember the lyrics. It was a quote from DMX. What the hell was it? It was like, give a dog a bone, leave a dog alone. Give a dog a bone, leave a dog alone, let a dog roam, and he'll find his way home. And what it basically means is like, leave him alone. He'll stay where he wants to stay. And I'm that kind of person where it's like, you know, I feel like you'd be getting a hustle of flow. His man's like a dog. Well, yeah, he is much like a dog. And I'm like a dog in the fact that I'm content in the yard. I'm a dog happy in the backyard I'm sitting in right now. Okay? I don't want to go nowhere else. I'm sitting in my backyard and I'm happy. But the minute you put a chain on my collar, I want off that chain. Now I want to be in another yard. I don't want to be in this yard no more because now I can't go to the yard I didn't even want to go to until you put a chain on me. That makes sense? But that's me. I think most people are like that. When you feel locked down to something, you want to go. You want to get out. But if you have the ability to leave and don't, that means you want to stay. And I want to stay exactly where I am. So that's it. As soon as you tell me I can't do something, you just told me what I'm going to go do. You see the difference? Jealousy wrecks relationships terribly. And that just means the other person's worried about you stepping out. Well, maybe you should be the reason why they don't step out. That goes both ways. That's how I see it. It works for me, not for everybody. So, that's that. Oh, man, I know I'm backed up on comments now. I went on a rant. I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming, though. I was wondering how long it would take. I'm surprised it almost took 3 hours. But I knew it was coming. Someone was going to say something about that. Yeah, I see you there, Muhammad. I don't need another Cabover. I need to fix the one I got. Ironworker, yeah. Let me tell you something. When I cleared out, it didn't take her long. It took her no time at all. There might have been something going on before I cleared out. You're right on that. I can't prove it, and I'm not getting into it. All right, pray for me too. Thank you. Thunder Road. That's a long book, but yeah, I do pray. I just don't pray on the channel is all. And I'm not going to argue religion on the channel. That's dumb. Sign of a guilty conscience, no doubt about it. Hey man, who need talk about much? I don't know what you mean there. Some people are very insecure. Yeah, I know people that are like that. It's like I said, I've seen it wreck relationships badly. I watch people live in really crappy relationships, and I refuse to do that. Yes, alcohol. He asked, Steve, have you ever been in jail before? Who hasn't? Are you doing new frame rails before you run Orwell again? Yes. That's what we were talking about. Frame rails. That's how the whole conversation started. Frame rails. Ugh. I know, Christopher Steyer, you make perfect sense, Steve. Do not need to explain it to others. Well, if I don't, who would know? See? Steve, I met you at Truck World, Ohio. How's that Joe's radiator doing for you? Getting ready to rebuild my 3406B in my FLA Freightliner. Oh, I know who you are. Yeah, you got that blue FLA. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we shot the bull a couple times over there. I've seen you around in passing. I've seen you waving as we go. Yeah, he works out of there, the blue Freightliner. Yeah, he asked about my radiator when I hit that deer. Joe's radiator and Hubbard recorded it for me, and still running great. Yeah, Carl Benj, alcohol does ask crazy questions. Sometimes he pisses me off, and then I call him on and he pulls the nose up. But yeah, I might have put him in timeout a couple times, but yeah, he usually gets it right. He's aight. When is Orwell back on the road again? Soon as he's fixed. But the channel performance dictates how much we work on him. Out of all the things I saw in Louisville at the truck show, what was the one thing you would love to take home? The 3412 that sits, the 3412 Cat that sits in a show truck was called Storm Surge. The truck is highly customized and obviously not really a truck anymore. But that engine sounded badass. I had it on my video. No, we are not putting a big super stretch and a bigger sleeper on Orwell. But in reality, it's possible I might put a truck together like a 379 with a bigger sleeper for Jen to come out with me more often. Jen never does. But I don't know, it would kind of be nice maybe. But that's only if I could do loads and then stay. Like say we took a load out west and then like brought the Razor with us or something and then used the truck to kind of like haul the toys or something. But I don't know. I kind of bought a dually and a big trailer for that, but I guess it's possible I do with that. But no, I'm not doing anything with Orwell. Which 3406 do you think is best? I'm partial. The best is in what? I love the E's before they went to C15s. I had a C16. That was a badass engine. The factory B's were better than C's. If you want a mechanical engine. Now, Chris tells me the C model had a stronger block. But that was Caterpillar's entrance into emissions engines, and they weren't that great. But the block was good and stronger, supposedly. So, on mechanical, I say the B. And on electronic, the C16 or C15. Muhammad says, I fell for some of you guys that have to put up with crap. I was very careful with regarding women. I have been with one woman and she is in her 80s and I'm my 90s. I got her. Wow. Holy crap. You're 90 years old watching me, Muhammad? Wow. Dude, that's awesome. He might be the oldest subscriber I have. And his wife is 80 years old. Wow. Dude, that is so cool. My parents, oh, wow, I just realized that. My parents were married 50 years. Oh, man, it got me thinking about my mom and dad now. Great, there goes my mood. Mom and dad were married 50 years in 2020. So September of 25. This September, they'll be married 55 years if they live long enough or if they haven't already passed. My kids didn't tell me otherwise, so I'm pretty sure they're still alive. Yeah, we don't talk at all. Dad is, before that question comes up, Dad with the cancer meds is medicated to where he doesn't really know what's going on. And my mother is upset about everything. So my sister put her on enough antidepressants, so now Mom don't care neither. So I'll wait till I see him on the other side. Yes, Felix, Vince Felix, engine, asked about Orwell's engine. It's completed. I just have to go back and get it now. But the block is done, line board, crack repaired, fixed, all of that. Crank is polished, ready to go. I just got to get back home and get it. Did I see the V8 Detroit at Matt's? Well, there's a few of them, I think. The Goblin truck's got a V8 Detroit in it. The Maximum Overdrive replica truck. He's got a Detroit in it. Old two-stroker rolled up in a V6 Detroit. Not sure which one you're talking about there. There were a few. Especially out back. Yeah, and Pac-Man, I heard that too. You could put a B model pump on a C, I think. Basically converting them over, but yeah. Are there LEDs in that truck? Talking about Black Dog? Yeah, the clearance lights on top of the cab. Those are those exact same ones that Gentry has from 4 States on Rooster. I just have 5. He's got 11. So yeah. Oh, the side lights are LEDs, but I yanked the ground out, so I don't run them now. I got to redo the ground. Ethan B. So glad you called the truck Black Dog, one of my favorite movies. It was badass. I think Tim had Matt's planned. He had definitely had the crowd behind y'all. Yeah, I mean, he's a hell of a showman. He knows how to market. He does. He does really good. And Packman says, "Bless you, Muhammad." That's amazing. What a blessing. Talking about being 90 years old and his wife being 80 years old and being together for a long time. He didn't say how long they were together, but man, that is really, really hard. Saw Tim rolling through a hometown today, about 20 minutes north of where he shop at. I like the new Rooster look. Oh my God, Rooster is totally transformed. It is totally transformed. That truck is badass now. I love that thing. That truck is so awesome. Tim Ivan says, "I just wants to tell you that you're an awesome dude." Man, first of all, I don't think so. I try. I'm just the average a-hole truck driver. No different than any one of y'all. I just put a camera on me and made a truck famous, and for some reason everybody likes me too. But yeah, I'm nothing special. Richard Irwin says, "Yeah, FSC truck. My pop passed away in November 21, unexpectedly. So it's just me and Mom. Would never wish it on anyone." Richard Irwin, I'm real sorry that happened to you. Obviously, for your parents' sake, I'm glad it happened in that order. I know people that's lost their own children. That's almost impossible. I say almost impossible because I know people that's gotten through it. But, well, they never really get through it. They just survive it. But the thing with my parents is, if you've seen them videos, you saw my sister force my father into doing crap that my mother did not want. But I warned them about it. I warned them that was going to happen when they bought in with my sister and allowed my sister to control their situation. And I knew how evil my sister is, so I warned them. So my conscience is clean, but my heart is sad. Right? Like, my conscience is clean, my heart is sad. That should make sense. For me to deal with that, I tend to just pretend that they're already gone, because if I contact my mother, it creates more pain for my mother. And Mom doesn't call me because she doesn't give a shit. Sorry, I don't usually curse on here, but she doesn't. The reason she doesn't is my sister pumps her full of antidepressants, so she doesn't care. My dad is on enough medication that keeps him alive, but he's not living. He's just alive. So, I don't get into religion, but I do have my faith. I believe that I will see them on the other side. And that's when that'll be. But not this side. And that's okay, I guess. That's a choice they made. And I didn't get a choice in it. I did the best I could. I helped them out. I warned them. I still helped them. And it did not work out. So maybe it'll hurt more when I actually am confirmed that they have passed. But the only reason I think they're still alive is because my sons haven't told me otherwise. I do think the family would at least notify my sons. I don't think they would notify me. My family meaning my sister and her cuck husband. But yeah, so that's how I feel. I've got my sons, I have Jen, I've got awesome friends, and I've got all you guys. So yeah, that's my life now, and I'm really cool with that. I wish that my family didn't blow apart like it did, but it did. And you could wish in one hand and crap in another and see which one fills first, right? That's where we're at. So yeah, not to be a Debbie Downer. I just kind of feel like I had to kind of like explain myself on that. That's all right, Joe Klein. We're on here for 3 hours. It's a long time for you to sit here and bull crap with everybody. Love the sounds come from the two strokes. Oh yeah, the Detroits, for sure. No, we did not put Rooster's headlights on yet. The one bracket that holds them on is cracked. But we're gonna try to empty out. We're gonna try to take the insides out and put them in my buckets. I don't know if that's possible. Whoa! Sorry, guys. My ugly bug is bad enough, let alone a zoomed in shot. Wow. Sorry about that. Oh my God, Lacey over here is yelling, hi, I think I need earplugs. Ellsworth, Carl, we were just talking about you. I'll tell you privately. Ellsworth, Carl, do me a favor. Shoot me an email. FSC truckshop at gmail.com. I don't know if you ever did email me. I was trying to get hold of you the last time. Shoot me an email, brother. I need to talk to you via email or actually just call you. But yeah, Ellsworth, Carl, get me an email. FSC truckshop at gmail.com. You might have in the past. I'm sorry. I will get to you tonight, please. Get me that email. Drove right past you on Long Island. I'm a stone's throw from the 495 exit 39. It's Mr. Wilson. Yep, I know where you're at. Alcohol asked me about why I was in jail. Don't worry about it. Not guilty. Okay? Not guilty. Are you a fan of super long hood, long shifters like Rooster Shifter? No, not really, because if you're shifting like real high, typically you just reach up high to throw your valves and you grab them down low. So about kind of like motorcycles, the perfect height is shoulder height. You know, right at shoulder height. To me, that's perfect height. Tim Ivan, still I know you're cool to hang out with. You could tell truck stories. Oh, I could tell stories, brother. And I ain't been drinking tonight. Joel Smith says, I'm a great person. Follow you YouTube when I can. Appreciate that. Bro, Steve, feeling you, bro. No, praying for you, knowing it's rough with your situation with your parents. So sorry, bro, that you're going through that. Hugs, keep the head up. Oh, we're all right. Gene sends a sad face. No sad face. That sad face gonna make me more sad. Pray every day. I pray every day. So if you pray whoever you pray to. But pray every day. That's my best advice. Hey Steve, Tim is an awesome guy. Allow you to purchase Black Dog and Egg, start making money, start rebuilding Orwell's engine with Chris in your shop. Should be a great build, buddy. Yeah, absolutely, Vince Felix. Tim's a good friend. Tim is a good friend. I don't care what other people say. He's a great friend to me. And I'm loyal to my friends. Yeah, Gene says, Steve, you do have a lot of people in your life. I'm sure you have pleasant memories of you and your parents from another time. Oh, for sure. So much of what I do now is based on what my mom and dad did with us when we were kids. Yeah, maybe good memories too, for sure. That's why I don't hate them. I'm mad at the choices they made. But they paid a price more than I do. Yeah, I have a fundamentalist as a sister who is like a cult type person. So yeah, she's a wackadoo. Her husband's a cuck, and they led my parents down a really bad path. So, and they followed, even though I warned them. So there you go. Mercenary, yeah. I have my doubts. I'll see her on the other side. I'll put it to you like that. Yeah, you don't have to be blood to be family. That's true. So, man, no, we're not doing that. When am I coming to Utica, New York? I have no idea. Gary Malice says, hi from Georgia. Oh, I just got close to fewer nose I've ever seen. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Sorry. Motocross girls, I'm a psychic medium. I'm not religious. Gene, you are so mean to yourself, Steve. No, just being honest. Alcohol and antidote already. Not guilty. I'm probably very behind in the comments, though. Black Dog's got 24 low pro on it. Which, yeah, Rusty Nail want to know what size tires. 24 low pro. 1.3 likes. Let's break 1.5. Come on! 1,400. You're almost there. I'm a huge fan of your channel, mate, all the way from Australia. Enjoy watching your videos. Keep it up, brother. That's Bradley Farquhar. I probably butchered his name. Jelly Belly says, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep on trucking. 70 El Camino says, Jake Jen, Florida, like Chad vacation trucking. We might one day. Ellsworth Carl emailing me now. Awesome. Let me check here quick. Well, these are older ones from earlier. Scroll that sideways. There we go. Sorry, I'm going through my stuff. Alright, awesome there. Hopefully it'll come up soon. Steve, I want to become CDL driver, a licensed truck. Good money. I can help my girl with the bills and our kids. Struggling with a lot. She worked full time. I work part time. That's Joseph P3. It hard out. Oh, he's alright. Alright, let me try this again. Sorry, it's written kind of poorly, but I think it's a real question. I want to become a CDL A licensed truck driver. I want to make good money so I can help my girl with the bills and our kids. It's like me struggling with a lot. She's working full-time and I work part-time. Well, first thing you got to do is you got to get through a truck driving school somehow. So if you're struggling on the money, if you can't get a loan to pay cash to go to school, then the best thing to do is get with a company that will put you through school. That's very hard. These companies take advantage of you with that. So with that, you got to make it pay off the best you can with what they give you. So go with a company like a Maverick, because they do flatbed work, right? Just want to jump right into open deck. So get with a flatbed company that'll train you. Maverick's the first thing I could think of. There's probably a TMC, might be another good one. Yeah, roll with a flatbed outfit, because then when you're doing your flatbed, you're getting your experience driving and your experience flatbedding. Now guys like me can hire you and you make real money. You follow? If you start swinging doors, you'll never get into flatbedding and you'll be limited, right? So don't get me wrong, I'm not demeaning everybody that hauls freight in dry vans, but the money is not as big. So you can always go back. If you don't like flatbedding, you can always go back and swing in doors, pulling reefers or stuff like that, right? But you want to get into, if the money's the thing, you want to train with an outfit that'll train you and get you into flatbedding realm. Once you're there, guys like me can hire you and you start making the big money. That's what you do. But if you don't have the money to pay cash outright to pay for trucking school, find a flatbed outfit that will train you. Guys, start lighting up in the comments. Flatbed outfits that'll put you through CDL school. Help the man out there. Who was that? Joseph P3. Light them up in the comments. Who does driver training that'll go do CDL school? That's a flatbed outfit. Joe R., the room in the sleeper is kind of irrelevant. I'm still sitting in the seat and I sleep in the bed. I just stand up to get dressed. I only get dressed once a day and I get undressed once a day. Don't really need it. Mohammed says he's in the UK and I keep changing my pronouns because UT don't like a lot of my comment. I'm British, no surrender. Oh, YouTube don't like. Nah, you're cool, man. Be yourself. Do what you do. Be yourself, man. It don't make a damn bit of difference to me. You be yourself. Be you. That's it. I don't care what YouTube likes. When you're British and you got pride in it, great. I'm American, proud American. That's it. We get along just fine. Roger Rincrest from California, I think you're cool. Thank you. Lots of Carl here, I see. That's right. Thanks for always making the girls smiling. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. You know what? The girls make me smile. I'll tell you about that private conversation, but I had to show somebody something that I don't want to discuss because it's not for me to discuss on open forum. But yeah, you and Lacey came up, and in conversation, I had to show somebody something, and that kind of stuff warms my heart, man. It really does. So yeah, I'm really glad that I'm in that position. But man, you guys give me all the reason to. If I'm feeling down, stuff like that makes me feel really good. So yeah, I mean, it's a two-way street, man. It really is a two-way street. So obviously wave hi to Lacey. Lacey calls me crazy. And I'll let Carl write that out. I'll say hi to everybody for sure. Omar's back with one ear in the earbuds. Why does your live stream video keeps cutting out? I don't know. It's the phone. I can flip it around, but then it'll act goofy. Yeah, the movie truck was an 85, and it was not an ultra cab. This is an ultra cab. Got the big, tall hole in the sleeper. Boyd Brothers is good. I'm with them. You know what? Yeah, they're still in business, aren't they? Yeah, Boyd Brothers will train you too. Yeah, that's a good one there. Hey, brother, love your content. Stay safe. Joseph Peace 3. So, okay, thanks, Steve. Tony King. Steve, this is my normal account, but YouTube are not on my back. Oh, okay. Tony King is Muhammad there from England there. Okay, awesome. Never Werner, never Schneider, never JB. Neither do flatbed. They'll take advantage of you, and they'll rob you blind. I always thought the difference between 379 and 378 was the length of the hood. As far as I know, 378 is basically a short hood 379. Exactly, Jerry Knoll. I always say flatbedders can pull a van, but a van driver can't pull a skateboard. Correct. Prime could help you, but CRST only if you do flatbed work, though. And Prime will put you basically into indentured servitude because you can't just drive their truck. They make you pay for their truck. See, I would run away from Prime personally, only because it's a company truck, but you pay their bills. Look into that. Look into, I forget the guy's name already. Damn it. I was talking about getting into trucking. Yeah, I would recommend Prime's no good, only in the fact that they make you pay for their truck. Who did a bunch of videos of Prime? I think Roadrunner Naya left Prime. I think one of her videos. I only found her recently, like about a couple weeks before she put the green APU on her truck. She showed up on my feed, and I think she was talking about how Prime made a mistake and she had to pay for it. But I didn't really see that video, but I think she was with Prime. So, yeah, get the training from them if you can, but I think there might be a better answer than Prime. Do your homework on Prime, brother. That's all I'm going to tell you. Everyone likes Orwell because Orwell's just real. Oh, I don't. I don't play that fake game. Witch Doctor says, good night, my wife's home. All right. Bye. Good night. I went to CRC driving school, Cedar Rapids, 2 weeks of driving with trainer. I went home for Thanksgiving, he said, and I'm not going back. Work for National Byproducts. I've heard Melton is good too. Boyd doesn't offer CDL training yet. I thought they did. Melton Truck Lines, maybe. Okay. Melton TSH. Thanks. Tim Ivans, Joseph P3. Okay, yeah, he was talking about it. I had to look between watching since September 21. Let me sure talking about. Haul camper saloon. Eventually went to get my own semi and haul flatbed. It's Andrew Wise. Best money will be in flatbed, tanker, and hopper. Absolutely. Yes, she did call you crazy, but that's how we know she likes someone. That's right. I couldn't remember the rest of the story. I was telling somebody that that was like her name for me because she liked watching me with you guys. So that's awesome. FSC is the GOAT. No. There you go, James Gracie. Well, that's how to do it, man. Just get started with somebody that'll train you and get into flatbedding. That's the best way. See, what did you think of that European cab over? You think it's our future when I wear trucks, I will look. Well, I kind of talked about it on that video where I'm like, it has things that are impressive and it has things that are like, meh, it's like everybody else. But the big thing was its turning radius and It's got a lot of tech. It's just that if the tech ever fails, what do you do? They'll work the fish fry tonight. She's over here smiling every time you say her name. Kind of fishy. Well, yeah, fish fry. I'm curious what you have, but yeah, a lot of small YouTubers work for Prime. Yeah, Prime makes you pay for their truck. It's never going to be your truck. Eddie Syka says good night. Andrew Y says is TMC good. They're not trying to sell you a truck. You're just going to be a company driver. But that's where I think you should start. Is driving someone else's truck in a situation that they could train you. Dennis McGuire says, Steve, I'm a disabled coal miner. Had my first B64 Mac in 85. Love what you do at your shop and wish I was able to help you with your projects. A heck of a welder and a decent mechanic. We try, but Chris is way better than me. Probably both. Is the 379 comfortable bed for you to sleep in? I bought a mattress for it, so yeah, it's good. I like the one I have in Orwell better. It cost me a little bit more money and it's nicer, but this one did in a pinch. It's good enough. It works. Your channel, Tim Gentry, on my favorite YouTube channels. Love to meet you someday. If you are around East Tennessee, that's Jelly Belly. Yeah, we were just at Matt's, but yeah. Naya bought her own truck now. Yeah, I saw that. She just got a green APU put on it. And then I saw her video with the green APU. Then she disappeared. Apparently she lost her laptop or got stolen or something. So I don't know nothing about her really, other than she just popped up on my thing one day. Next thing I know, she's getting a green APU. I'm like, oh, look at that. I don't know nothing about her really. I just seen that she had a Prime video to scroll through like the channel list, like the videos, and seeing what she's putting out. See, would a pusher axle for Orwell give you enough value for the trouble? What do you mean by a pusher axle? It's going to stay a 3-axle truck. So it's got 2 drives and a steer. Not sure what you mean. Heard a lot about Prime 2. At least it's a scammer. I've been told also. Yeah, Naya's with Prime. They scammed her. So many people do like that. That whole company's business model is burning guys like that. Brandon sent $2 Canadian. Toonie from the Great White North. Keep on trucking. Hell yeah, brother. Thanks. It's going to come out to like $1.70 something, but hell yeah, I'll take it. Thank you, brother. Cap says 2 inches higher on a 378 and a 379. Also the same on a 388 and a 389. Alright, didn't know that. Trucker Josh is in step deck division for Keystone Western. Who is that girl you are talking to at the Blue Peterbilt? That is Crystal Miller of Miller Transport out of Wisconsin. She obviously does heavy haul. And I met her because I brought her frame rails from Vicon along with mine. Got the yapping. Obviously, trucking company, friends in common. She's known of me, but didn't know me. Meaning, she knew of my truck, didn't know who the hell drove it. And just got to yapping about it and stayed friends ever since. So no, BSK, that would not be good. It's funny, but no, it's really not. Yeah, it's bad news. What kind of? Oh, I'm gonna put the Cobra 29 that I bought for the dually that was in here. TMC is the best low tarpers in the industry. Well, they do look good. Told not tool. No, they're both gone. Thurman Bright says, is Miss Widmeyer still living? No. Judy and Fritz are both passed on. Try the harvest runs maybe for training. Darren says, good night, have a great day. Thanks, Carl, Jen, for the response. Never OO for big carry, especially if they sell you a truck. Absolutely. Miller's, after running with them for 2 years, you'll be able to own it. You have Green APU before Just Trucking. No, I think he got his before me. Matter of fact, I know he did. Yeah, Justin got his before me. I have two now. I've got one on this and one on Orwell. Yeah, Orwell's gonna be badass once we get him done. Block is completed. All we gotta do is pick it up, put it together. Oh, and pay for it. Who are you talking about there? I've been watching her for a few years now. Yes, she's a great lady and does a great job. Who are we talking about, Thunder Road? Are we talking about Roadrunner Naya? Lacey loves the blue truck. Blue is her favorite color. Yeah, yes. I'll tell you. But later. Michael Brando, she's got a beautiful truck. Who the hell are we talking about? Now we're talking about two girls here. We're talking about Crystal and we're talking about Roadrunner Naya. You gotta be specific here. I'm lost. Crystal has a beautiful truck. Roadrunner Naya has a brand new truck. Sorry, I'm not partial to brand new trucks. Yes, me and Tim are great friends, and I'm very grateful for it. Absolutely. See, I was saying email a couple of days ago, titled, "Hi, Steve, if you get a chance," but, dude, I get so many of them. Orwell reminds me of Ultimate Prime from Transformers. Yeah, wrong color, though. Out of curiosity, how much is a Green APU unit? 13 grand all in. That's installed price, 13,000. Are you going to get back in Orwell? Of course. We're going to repair Orwell, make him bigger, better, faster, better, all that fun stuff. And then, holy crap. Holy mother of all sleepers. Look at this. That dude brought the whole house. I'm gonna skip a lot. Oh, not too many. The hell's that thing got for wheelbase? 55 yards? I think there's more. Yeah, I think you're right. He goes, there's more truck than trailer. I bet if you measure from the drive axle, the front, to the rear, if you measure from the steer axle to the rear drive, you probably got more wheelbase than the rear drive to the rear trailer wheel. Wow. Thank God there are no more length laws. Yeah, for sure. The whole house, they brought the whole neighborhood. Hell yeah, ain't that something? Wow. Yeah, 5 football fields to turn that unit around. If I zoom in, it's going to get grainy. As it goes. That is a large unit. Wow, that's something. Yikes. I was looking at that, I'm like, holy crap, look at that. Woo! That's some money right there. No, I don't live in my truck. If I had a unit that big, it'd have to have like Prevost on the hood, right? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it weighs so much. What are you going to haul? So it severely cuts down on the hauling capacity. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't take that truck to New York City. Yeah, you don't go in the city for sure. Ellsworth Carlos, it's like a double wide on the back of the truck. Yeah, it's a Kenworth W900. That's for sure a large unit. Bradley Farquhar, I know I said it wrong again. What do you think of Australian trucks, Steve? Where I live, we do lots of road train work here in heavy haul, massive Caterpillar mining trucks. Yeah, those are badass. I'd love to come over there and check that stuff out. But you guys get brand new K100 Cabovers over there. That's not fair. We don't get those. You do. Double eager sleepers on old Cabovers. Do they enter from the back door? Yeah, I guess so. Unless I don't know how you would do it from unless 2 doors in the truck, one in the truck, one in the sleeper. Justin would be jealous. Nah, I don't know. His trailer, he's pulls 53 footers. I don't think you're pulling 53 footer with that easy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's got to be mostly specialized. Look, I had 2 reels back there. It looks like he's just doing something to get him where he wants to go. Oh God, here we go. That'd be a good insult if I knew who you were talking about. Looks like a flat top made it to a stand-up sleeper. That's exactly what it looked like. Yeah, it looked like the front, like it had the factory sleeper and then a big sleeper built behind it. That's why they run Cabovers, don't they, overseas? Yeah, I kind of think so. Steve, have you ever had to replace the cab pivot arm bushings in Orwell? I've done them on 362s. It's not a bad job. I bet you're due. What do you mean by cab pivot arm? What's the cab pivot arm? Chris just did the cab hinges where the cab tilts up. Chris just did that. I don't even mean by cab pivot arm. Unless you're talking about in a shifter. No, he asked how the house hunting coming along. No, the block problem didn't create my problem. The government did. So it became 4 days prior to closing, because it's a government-backed loan. They decided to throw another hurdle in front of us that we had to overcome, and that creates a long delay. So it's out till June. I got that phone call the day, 4 days prior to closing, the day I found out Orwell's block was cracked. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So we had to put up more money to be able to keep the deal, but just delay it. Which sucked, but whatever, is what it is. But the Scania weighed a lot more than I thought it would. I can't remember what it weighed, but it weighed a good amount more than I thought it would. There's a lot of iron there. So yeah, if everything goes well, we'll be moving in June. Well, the house anyway. The shop will stay the same until we build a new one. Wow, we're on here for 3.5 hours. Wow. I checked the time. What time was it here? 9:30. It's it. Feels later. We already rebuilt the transmission, Felix, a couple years ago. In fact, that's how me and Tim started talking when my transmission puked. Took it out, brought it to Badger, rebuilt it, put a new clutch. The transmission's been rebuilt. It's just, I don't know, what's it probably got like 400,000 on it now. It's on you right there. Ask the guy with the big sleeper if you can interview him. No, he probably... If he knows who I am, he'd have walked over, especially seeing me hold the camera out the window. I'm gonna go bother the guy. He's working. He got crap to do. Hey, Steve, new trailer you built with Chris, you gonna use that soon? Yeah, eventually we're gonna finish it and get it going. Yeah, but at least it's the Constanza. It'll throw more curveballs, but what are you gonna do? You know, I can't. I'm tired of leasing. With leasing comes problems, and problems I can solve by not leasing. But I got to work somewhere, right? But at least I'll be working while solving those problems. Those problems are easier to solve if you can still make a living while solving the problems. Well, I'm hoping so too, Brandon. I don't see why not. I'm hoping we have company drivers driving by then, for sure. Might already found some. Yeah, no, it's just kind of weird putting drivers crap up out like that. Like zooming in a truck stop, that's fine, but I'm not going to walk over to them and like, ooh, cool truck. I'm on YouTube Live with like 600 people watching. It feels kind of weird. I was fuel systems mechanic, J&B Construction, or custom woodworking. I was fuel systems mechanic in the Air Force. So I didn't refuel aircraft like Matt does in the Marine Corps. Um, I repaired the fuel systems. You're going to paint Orwell? Orwell will be painted if the channel performs good enough to pay for it. Steve, you cannot stay. You cannot stay. Get your mechanic Chris to transfer load up in Duluth, Minnesota, where Canadian National is from. Your trailer to my flatbed train car. Oh, that'd be cool. Go for a ride in a train in the truck. Yeah, Jose Angel, that Quonset hut on a cement slab on top of shipping containers, fast shop. Yep, no insulation, heat bill will kill you, and it looks like crap next to my house. No, that's already a hard no. Could also buy U.S. materials there, Richard Irwin. If I bought U.S. made materials, I don't have to worry about tariffs now, do I? What am I out on the road doing? I'm doing a YouTube Live. Dropped off a video, dropped off a load, and now I got some other crap I'm getting into that I'll film tomorrow. That'd be a surprise. Yeah, exactly, Christopher Steyer. I'm not going to go over there and bug the guy. Like I said, if he'd recognize my truck, he'd see me. If he wanted to be on a channel, he'd be over here. Thanks, Gremlins of Motorcycles. I just fixed aircraft. I get it, but still. Hi, Steve. Great show for the best Australia. Finally got my Cabovers, Steve. Hope you get to see it rolling down the road. Spud Hauler. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's possible you could buff it out, paint correct it, make it look better, but I think it would look best if it was just painted exactly as it is with all brand new stuff that would take the beating. Because there's a lot of stone chips on the front from rocks and crap hitting the thing. So exactly. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting a little tired, so I think I'm gonna cut this off and lay down for a little while. I got a couple emails I gotta send out. Ellsworth Carl, I'll go ahead and look for that email. I'm gonna jump off of here, so I'm gonna go crash out and be somewhere in the morning and get filming and get doing. I don't know, in the last like probably 10 minutes you probably notice I started getting tired, so that's right. I'm just sitting here shooting the crap. I mean, I appreciate all 627 of you watching this. That's cool. APUs keep me damn good and comfortable for sure. Lacey said good night. Night, Lacey. Have yourself a great night. And stay cool. Appreciate it. Lacey makes me smile. Honest to goodness, Lacey makes me smile. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, the mega sleepers usually see them dragging jet engines that aren't heavy, and if they're really big, they're wide loads. Yeah, M. Packman, hit them likes. That's right. Next thing the time with us here to Colorado, we should meet. JB Custom Woodworking. Yeah, we'll see. I don't get out there too much. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's been actually doing pretty good. Cuda green truck on my truck. That went 80 dollars per quart. I'm not sure you're talking about there. Motocross girl. Big hugs to you, Steve. Thank you. All right, guys, we're out of here. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you Friday. No, today's Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I got produced videos for you. And then by the time I'll be back home, I get you video Tuesday like normal. Tomorrow and Sunday already edited, scheduled, ready to roll. Go ahead and check them out. And if you didn't, go back to Thursday's video. It dropped really early. And check out me driving Bruce Wilson's Scania. From our angle, it was pretty good. Of course, if you want, go check out Bruce Wilson's channel. He had a bunch of guys driving the same truck, including me. He had Wayne, old two-stroker, driving it. James Pretty. So it's pretty badass. So yeah, give him some love and respect, and tell him I sent you. So that way, we'll see. Maybe I'll be on his channel again. But yeah, go check him out too. I probably should have said that earlier, but anyways. All right, yeah. We're out of here. Good night, everybody. Absolutely. You say thank you. Good night. Thank you, Steve. Awesome. Joseph P3, take my advice. Don't, like I said, go to school, get in flatbedding. Once you get experience, you write your own ticket. Follow your heart, follow your gut. Don't follow the trend. Don't follow the herd. They don't know what they're doing. It'll lead you right into nothing. All right, man. We're out for. Oh, excuse me. Final. We're out for real. Later.